Oh my goodness. Look who I bumped into in New York. He's coming to get me. Look at that. Superpowers are coming together.
Look at this. Look at this. The Dark Council coming together.
That's right. So we're gonna...
Yeah. Welcome to the rebellion, bitches.
Mark with a C has finally entered the building. The one and only the Lord Commander himself is in the building as well.
Drunk 3PO, the man, the myth, the legend. The man from the Cave of Wonders if I've arrived. Making it happen. You know, shout out to Fatal J. We love and miss you, brother. Welcome to the rebellion, bitches.
We got some stuff. We got some donuts we're gonna get out. And if you miss,
Yeah.
We got a little cup. I was just like, so we're gonna...
Welcome to the rebellion, bitches.
we're all here. Look at that. We are all here. Waiting.
The Dark Council, hosted by, well, I better not say his name too loud, because it's like Candyman. You know, don't say it too much, because I heard this dude is a live wire. But for now, you know, everybody come in, get into your seats, and we're gonna have a lot of laughs, a lot of music, and a lot of things to talk about tonight. So let's get started without further ado. Come in, single file, get in your favorite chair, kick up, get a brew, have a little wine, put your badass kids to bed though. You know it's an adult show. And to the haters and the lurkers in our chat, welcome aboard. It's gonna be a bumpy ride for you though. Wednesday night fun is back, here we go again. Hold it down, brethren, oh my God, how you been? Feeling good, feeling mad, or a little sad, but whatever your feelings are, Apunas is glad that you came to the spot and wanna chill with the bros. God help us all with all the things that we know. Yo, get your ass to Mars like in Total Recall. You wallflowers there, get your backs off the wall. The haters and the betas waiting for us to fall. They boycott the show, but we still standing tall. With Dr. Frankenstein and your ass is Igor. You're working for us and I know that makes you sore. Dark Council, my brother, we hold down like no other. So fall back, relax as we go undercover with the best show on YouTube. Your ass can't deny, lurking in the chat. At least your ass can say hi. So
let me see you
rolling with the Dark Council crew, cause you know what it gon' do.
Let me see you
rolling with the Dark Council crew. Don't worry, we gon' have some fun too.
Let me see you
rolling with the Dark Council crew, cause you know what it gon' do.
Let me see you
rolling with the Dark Council crew. Don't worry, you gon' have some fun too. Woe is me, the president who I be. I take it like it is and everything that I see. We want you to come through and get that pop culture news. We hope that you like how we bring it to you. Straight no chaser, unlike all of these haters. Like a good neighbor, they will bring out their lasers. Oh my God, you know them dudes is dead wrong when they turn around and say, yo, put me on. Put you on to what? Our crew is pristine, supreme in the knowledge that you can't be redeemed. But that's okay, you need to stay in your lane. You're better off chilling with your old ball and chain. Your wife be smiling when she sees us on the tube. I know it makes you mad, but ain't shit you can do. So go fix your food and sit your ass down, dude. And even your kids salute the Dog Council crew. So
Let me see you.
rolling with the Dog Council crew, cause you know what they gon' do.
Let me see you.
Rolling with the Dog Council crew, don't worry, we gon' have some fun too.
Let me see you.
Rolling with the Dog Council crew, cause you know what they gon' do.
Let me see you.
Rolling with the Dog Council crew, don't worry, we gon' have some fun too. All our people in the chat are real heroes, son. Animated, dedicated, they're number one. Every Wednesday night, we got a treat for you all. Guaranteed to please, as you have in a ball. The Majanai, the Ayanai that I call. When I need help, he kicking ass like a gall. Fatal J blazing trails every day. Ninja Blast 2 is about to be made. Lord Callis got the wonders in his cave. Knowledge is power and that's what he conveys. Mark with a C, yo, my brother is a beast. Born the elite, the admiral of the fleet. Drawn 3PO, yeah, the handsomest man. Leading the rebellion every way that he can. Lorena Creole produced the show every week. Time for us to rock, so all of y'all find your seats. So
Let me see you.
rolling with the Dog Council crew, cause you know what it is gon' do.
Let me see you.
Rolling with the Dog Council crew, don't worry, you gon' have fun too.
Let me see you.
Rolling with the Dog Council crew, cause you know what it gon' do.
Let me see you.
Rolling with the Dog Council crew, don't worry, you gon' have some fun too.
Let me see you.
Rolling with the Dog Council crew, cause you know what it gon' do.
Let me see you.
Rolling with the Dog Council crew, don't worry, you gon' have some fun too.
Let me see you.
Rolling with the Dog Council crew, cause you know what it is gon' do.
Let me see you.
Rolling with the Dog Council crew, don't worry, you gon' have some fun too. Oh my goodness. The best is yet to come, cause you know we number one. Oh my goodness. Once again, it's on. Hating out your ass, oh my God, makes me laugh. Why you don't like us? Do you know that makes me sad? It's the way we roll, it's the way we control. Make you loony toony like you was Will Dafoe. And Spider-Man 1, yeah, your ass ain't no fun. Looking like a bum who can't make his wife come. Oops, did I reveal your home life? You better buckle up, cause it'll be a long night. Lord have mercy, yeah, it's only a joke. Or is it? I'll leave that to all of you folks. Cause the hate is real when Abu Nasco reveal. All your dirty laundry that you're trying to conceal. I say live and let live, that's the way I feel. Yo, you wrong, Abu Nas, you want a happy meal? Break a chain, you better respect my name. Understand my man, I'm the OG in this game. Let's go. Yeah, baby. We're gonna start off with a bang tonight. Like there's no other. Tell it to your brother, here we go. So let's rock the show once again. I love doing what I do. Cause I do it for you, the people. Salute to this badass team that I rep.
Ow!
Ever and ever. So let me ride. Hope somebody give me a record deal one day. Produce music for your favorite rapper. And then I'll be your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
I want to see you do something with Dua Lipa, brother. Dua Lipa. You gotta do Dua Lipa. She's a fellow Muslim girl from Albania.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
She likes doing the rapper stuff, man. Levitations, you got a rapper on there. You can do it, brother. But don't move in on my Albania. I'm calling shotgun. Don't move in on Dua Lipa. I'm calling shotgun right now. It's a platonic relationship, brother.
I heard you, brother. Oh man, welcome everybody to the Dark Council show. I am your host for tonight, Old Man of the Sea, the Raylo slapper, and everything else behind that. Just want to give a quick shout out to everybody in the chat. I know people probably are coming in and out, but Kayla D's in the house, Chris Karan, Fab Zabi. Oh shit, yeah. Nice. Salute to from the Netherlands. That's what's up. Star Killer Sith Lord, Dr. Dragon, D Pin Zach, my brother Damaj and I working hard for the money. Working hard for the money.
What up, D?
Black Superwoman
in the
house. Norbert Friends.
Superwoman.
Here we go. That's right.
Black Superwoman hates my guts.
Child, what up?
What's the drama behind that?
With Black Superwoman?
Yeah.
I told her I hated Harry Potter. I don't like Harry Potter.
You
like Harry Potter?
You're doing is that your kind of negging? Is that how you're trying to get her interested, man? You're negging her with Harry Potter?
No, I don't neg, because if I had a wife that found out I was negging women, I would die.
Plus, you know, Fatal got to step lightly because I like Harry Potter.
I just don't understand this.
They don't.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, bro.
What do you want
They
to
don't do that. You too, Mark.
The love
Fairy godmothers.
I can't do it.
Wands.
Okay, no steak for you. Sorry.
Do fairy godmothers have wands or not?
You hurting me. You're hurting me right now.
Oh, she hit Mark with a deadly.
Yeah, I need my steak. I can learn to love him, I guess.
Cupid Malik, drunk banana.
I'll go down a cut.
You know, Mark, I love steak.
Let's bring that back. Now, I want to give a shout out to Mark because he hit that 10K, but I'm not done. I'm not done because I saw a little flirtation going on in that post when I seen Mark was talking to some lady that we know, and he said something along those lines where you're my sunshine of my life or something along those lines. Okay. I caught that, brother, and then I caught somebody doing a little blushing. I'm not gonna say who the other person was. That's all I'm saying right there.
Okay, maybe she was hearing Stevie Wonder in her head. Maybe.
And Mark,
sunshine of my life.
I must say that sunshine line. I'm gonna write that on my notes for my wife later on.
I'm guessing Stevie Wonder.
Whoa, slow down there, Speed Racer.
I appreciate
that.
Stevie Wonder to be a player.
Huh?
Was Stevie Wonder a player? I think he was a player, right? Yeah, Tim.
Are you kidding? Stevie Wonder. Stevie got something like 18 kids, man.
Yeah.
Oh, then no. Okay, well that takes care of that.
Yeah.
He's making moves.
Making power moves. He can feel, you know what I mean?
Major Rhino in the house. How you doing, brother? Hopefully you're still here chilling. A2D2, all the lovely A2D2. How should we say we're calling her the Dark Council manager? Twitter manager. She's just all over the place promoting the show.
And thank you, everybody in the chat that's congratulating me. I really do appreciate that love. Thank you so much.
Hey, not to segue from the shout outs, but did y'all ever see that video where Stevie Wonder, like it was a lamp falling, and Stevie Wonder caught the lamp just before it hit the ground, and that was like it started a conspiracy theories with if he was really blind or not. Because you know it's a conspiracy theories out there that he's not blind. Did y'all know that?
I've heard that.
He's like Daredevil. Maybe he's got like radar.
That's what he's a really good lawyer.
If you, it's a conspiracy theory video out there that breaks down from even when he was a teenager that he's not blind. That was just his stitch to get into Hollywood and to get into music. I'm saying it'll blow your mind when you watch it.
So he thought he saw Ray Charles doing it and saying, "I'm going to do this too."
It was just his thing. It was just his, how he got in.
My goodness, Skywalker.
Don't mess with my idols. Don't mess with the moon landing. Don't. I mean, that may all be true, but let me have my myth. Let me just have my myth.
Look, bro. Listen. All I can say is we've all seen Stevie without the shades. You know what I mean? That man's eyes is like all over the place. And I love Stevie, but I'm just saying, if he's not blind, He's doing a hell of a job pretending. It's crazy.
Skywalker the Jedi with the $5 super chat. Much love and appreciation to the president. Always dropping my brother from the Restore the Snyder Cut movement. He's going in hard on his videos. I wish I had.
Oh snap! I didn't even realize who that was. What up, bro?
Yeah, my man been going at the haters too. Even in the haters corner, trying to, you know what I'm saying, protect Sil when they was just bashing him back and forth. Man, he went into the lion's den.
Yeah, cause they gun up Sil neck, man.
There, shoot. Okay, so
thank y'all. Thank y'all. A lot of love in the chat. Thank y'all so much.
Skywalker the Jedi $5 super chat panel looking like the Justice League. Shout out to the President, Fatal, Lorena, Mark, and Cameron. Yes, sir.
You ain't gonna blow him up,
much, brother. Mr. Underrated Reviews. No. Send me the link for that shirt. You know what? This shirt was from I think from the year that the Snyder Cut was actually going to be released.
I got mine.
I can't remember if they still have that link for the line or whatever.
I even got the dark side joint. Remember the dark side joint?
Oh yeah, I missed that one. Oh, I was
you didn't get that one?
I didn't get it. I got mad. Oh my God, I was so upset. James Colin Jones, John Pearson. Pearson. Yeah, John Pearson. Mm-hmm. Oh man, lots of love to the Dark Council. No, lots of love to you, my brother John. Renee Patrick in the house. Got to put the grandkids to bed. Be back later. Hurry up, Renee. It's going to get crazy up in here. All right. David Quintana, social introvert. I'm all over the damn place. Okay. Scar Killer. Okay. So I think we got everybody. Oh, Steven Cicedo. Oh, my brother. Old school filming and gaming reviews. All right. We got the regulars here. Okay. And Mazarus. Much respect to the Dark Council. Much respect to you, brother. Thank you for coming in here, hanging out. James Colin Jones, Fatal just showed us his underwear.
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we saw those underoos.
Revenge of the Netherrealm.
You got Zack Snyder underoos.
Oh my goodness, he became a member of the channel. Oh my goodness, brother! Thank you very much. I'm glad that you popped in. Don't have too many members on my channel, but whoever I got, let's just say that I got a little special treat for you guys coming up very, very soon. And so stay tuned. You joined at the right time. Stephanie Janicek, Smuggler's Cantina, stopping by to say hi. Abu, Mark, Lorena, and Cameron. All right. How you doing, Stephanie? Good you popped in. James Colin Jones, my dog came half dressed.
I live by the beach, man. They all half dressed.
Mm-hmm. So, Lorena, you got that first article up with Homegirl? And we want to get this, then we're going to get this one out the way real quick.
Can I just say, thank you, Cameron Pasha, for joining us. You know what I mean? Just like a proper introduction. You know, we got to always make our guests feel like, nice and at home.
Mm-hmm.
Always good to see you, brother.
It's great to see you, brother. And congratulations for getting to this major milestone. You got many more coming. Inshallah, you're going to get 100,000 and more. I've been watching you since it was just you and maybe 25 people subscribe. When early on I was wandering around trying to find anybody to talk about The Last Jedi because, I was felt crazy. Like, am I crazy? This movie sucks. And then I found your channel and you're out there speaking truths. And it was just you and in your bedroom just talking, right? Talking from a heartful thing about your son, about what the movie did and, what Star Wars means to you. So I was like, this guy's special. So I subscribed to you real early on.
I remember. Thank you so much, brother. Every last one means a lot. And I remember you from back then. Always,
Stephanie says hi.
Oh, what up,
always a standout. Yeah, absolutely. And just while we're on it, just thank you to everybody, by the way. Mm-hmm. Everybody, who subbed, everybody who came through with comments, everybody who downvoted, all of that stuff. The thing about my channel is that it's all over the place. You know what I mean? So I never just stay in one lane. So I know sometimes you never know which direction I'm going to go in, but for sticking with me for all of these years and stuff, I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Make a brother feel good.
That's right.
Brother, and
Mark, back and kiss myself.
And we're going to talk a little bit about this today, but what differentiates your channel is that you're always speaking from the heart. Man, you ain't trying to rile up people to get subs. You ain't trying to misrepresent things to get attention. You speak from the heart, and that's why people are drawn to your channel because it's always coming from a place of integrity.
Yeah, before I even got my YouTube channel going, I was watching some of Mark's stuff.
And I was like, damn, the brother was he was just that deep. But when he gets on the comedy routine, that man had me on the floor.
Yes, sir. Sometimes you gotta get silly with it, bro.
Yeah, I know, but it was a good thing, man. It was a good thing.
That's how you entertain, though, bro.
I was
a lot of people, blah 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 blah, and let me read this article. Blah 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 blah. Video done. That's it, bro. That's weak.
Even worse. Blah blah blah. Let me read this article. Let me tell why you need to be angry about it. You got to be angry about it.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
We got to be angry about this, though, I think.
All right.
Oh, snap. Venus and Serena?
Yeah. Jane, well, I think I have Lorena.
Mm-hmm.
Did she step away or?
Lorena there?
Well, she's muted.
Oh.
She'll be back. Let me read.
We can jump in.
Jane Campion apologizes to Serena and Venus Williams for thoughtless critics' choice awards comment. Here she go. The last thing I would ever want to do is minimize remarkable women.
Unless they're black, then I'm okay with it.
What?
Now I can't tell. The one with the glass, she black or white? What is she?
You can't tell.
No, she identifies as black. She identifies as more oppressed than black.
Was she white?
Bro,
is she white? Though?
It helps her in power. Yeah, sure she is.
Bro, I can't tell. She look. I don't want to say this, but she look kind of old and the skin wrinkled. So I can't tell if she, just a high yellow, like from the South, we call them high yellow black.
Yeah, I know that.
I can't tell if she high yellow or she white. I can't tell.
Adjust your monitor, bro. I mean, clearly you can see that. I mean,
he's truly colorblind.
He's looking.
He's taking what Martin Luther King said. He's taking it to heart. He's colorblind.
Bro,
Can't see nothing.
I'm not trying to be rude, but she looks something straight out of the mommy.
It could possibly be a man, maybe Michael Bolton or something like that.
It's a man, baby.
I wasn't trying to go that route, but since you said it, I'm gonna go with that route.
Fatal is out of control. That's my brother, man. Listen.
I mean, I just that jawline is strong since Mark said something.
Yeah, man.
That jawline is a beast. It's more structured than my joint.
Can you control the article, Lorena?
Yes, I can. Hold on 1 second.
Let's get into the
that face is scaring me.
Okay. or do you want it to focus on Serena's boobs? Because
well, you can keep them. You can keep them.
A little bit. It just works.
Angle it. Yeah, don't scroll up too much.
Okay. I just thought maybe y'all caught that, or was it just me?
Oh, we caught it.
I didn't even catch it until you said
so. Let me tell you something.
Y'all slipping.
As a wise man said,
we caught it before you caught it. Trust me. We caught it before you caught it. We just wanted to be polite.
Damn.
As a wise man said,
totally missed all of
when you're looking at boobs, it's like staring at the sun. You want.
And I was staring at the jawline of this.
Well, let me tell you something. Y'all better than me because I'm married. So I hit the fast look. I got it. That's it. I already saw it before anybody saw it.
You did a look by.
you gotta perfect that. Hey, look,
when you married,
when she looks over there, then you take a look.
When you marry, you learn how to do the millisecond look. I got it. That's it.
It's like you don't want to stare into the eclipse, man. You'll burn your eyes. You don't want to do it.
Yeah. Well, Fatal got a point, man.
Wise man.
You got to do it on a sneak tip, like. Okay.
You got to perfect your.
That's even too slow. I'm telling you to speak. That's it. I saw it.
Either that or you try to act like you're outraged. I can't believe she's wearing that. That is indecent. I am offended. What do you think, honey? Look at her. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Oh, you know how to play this.
I'll be like, babe, did you see that dress she's in? Isn't it tight?
That's too much.
What's society coming to?
My goodness.
You're my favorite. You're such a lovely looking young lady. Isn't she lovely, honey? Isn't she? I'm just like,
is that like bless your heart?
Yeah, no, that's like, no, that's sneaky, dirty old man right there. That's what that is.
Oh, damn. You trying to team. God damn.
Well, they're like in their 60s and 70s, so you can't be like rude.
Bro, I remember one time I messed up bad though. I think me and my wife went to the movies to see that S-Man First Class. What was the girl that was in all blue? She was the blue woman. What was her name?
Steve.
But what's the actress name?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Rebecca.
I said,
Oh no.
I said,
it was
I said,
Rebecca
hey,
Romijn.
Oh yeah, it was Jennifer Lawrence in that one. Yeah,
Jennifer
right.
Lawrence. So I messed up. I was watching the show and she had that blue on point. And I told my wife, I said, she's attractive, ain't she? My wife hit me with the slow death look. She went. And I'm talking about when she did that. You know how when you little, you know you about to get a beat down by your mama. That feeling in your stomach. I had that whole feeling during the movie. I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah,
you can enjoy the rest of the movie.
She hit me with the neck pop, the slow look, and the death stare at the same time.
God damn, she did the trifecta.
Wow.
And
my friends Ashley Miller
in real life.
So my friends Ashley Miller and Zach Stantz wrote that movie, right? And that they had been TV people, and that really quantum leaped them to become movie guys, right? And they pretty much wrote that entire movie in just a few days. It just came to
what, that first class?
X-Men.
Well, they did a dope job
because came to an inspiration, the whole story, and they cranked it out basically within a few days. And
he did a good job.
Kudos to them brothers, because that's probably the dopest, to me, the dopest X-Men movie.
No,
is that first class.
Days of Future Past is my masterpiece for the X-Men.
To me, that first class. Magneto, Fassbender is Magneto, bro.
Yeah,
Fassbender
he's nice. He's nice. He's nice. I would watch him do Magneto any time of the week.
I would love it if they brought him over to the MCU. I would.
Ooh, I forgot about that. That would be dope, bro.
Yeah, that Days of Future Past, the road cut, that thing was deep. They should have had that in the theater. That thing.
And Lawrence was good as Mystique. She was good.
Oh yes, she was.
Good actress.
She was. I can't even lie. I mean, not despite all the blue and all of that, she really pulled her heart out in Days of Future Past. That was some deep stuff. So okay, you ready?
Let's jump into this article because unfortunately I got only about 40 minutes, guys.
Yes.
So I want to keep you up.
Okay, here we go. Jane Campion on Monday released an apology to Venus Serena after making a controversial remark. While acknowledging the incredible women being recognized Sunday, Campion, I hope I'm saying it right, addressed the Williams sisters saying, Venus and Serena, you're such marvels. However, you don't play against the guys like I have to.
Look, where's this coming from? I saw the video on this. There's no reason for her to have made those comments. These came out of nowhere. She's talking, just instead of saying thank you so much, I thank the Academy, blah, blah, blah. She's like, let me focus on these two women in the audience and talk smack about them. Had nothing to do with nothing. It was shocking.
Listen, man, I thought it was just like she made a bad joke. I don't think she was coming at them. I think that she's up on stage. She's looking for something witty to say. And so she just threw it out there. I don't think it was like a personal attack or anything,
I mean, she did say that they were such marvels, but then she came with the other sentence. So you kind of like nullified it more or less. Well,
they don't play against men, though. I guess what she was trying to say is that she was in a category where she was up against male directors, perhaps. Is that what she was saying?
That was, I think, the idea, and that she's in an industry where she day to day has to work against male directors as competitors.
Get a thick skin. I mean, they get heckled and stuff like that. I think that they're probably like, this is like fluff for them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really see the hate. I mean, was it a bad joke? Was it corny? Was it ill-timed? Perhaps, but I don't think it was mean-spirited. That's just my opinion.
All I can say is this. I've worked with people like Miss Campion who are very loud about their politics and very loud about how they want to save people. And just from my experience, every single white woman that was very loud about these issues disrespected minorities in my own experience, and then particularly disrespected black people, particularly disrespected black women. I worked on a show. We had a real woke white woman savior. We said all this, out there, she's going to save the world, save the black people. And she mistreated all the minorities and particularly mistreated the black women at the show. A black woman that was an assistant got fired for something one of her girlfriends did, one of the white showrunners' girlfriends did, framed her, got her fired. I got that girl another job on Netflix. And when I left, I sat down with the executives at Warner Brothers. I said, this showrunner is going to bring legal liability to you guys. You need to get on this, right? Because my experience has been, there is this profound racism that I have experienced from white women. White men don't seem to be as open about it. White women seem to love the hierarchy of themselves on top, which I think Bill Burr has made some interesting comedy specials on, right? So I'm going to say that, but maybe we could let Lorena jump in and see, get your perspective.
I think it was a condescending backhanded comment. And here's why. Because when she said, Venus and Serena, you're such marvels, you know, she could have left it at that. But she said, however, you don't play against the guys like I have to. Now, the way that I said it was exactly how she said it. And when you panned and looked at Venus's face, at Serena's face, the face that she had was the same one that I had. Now, if Jane had meant this as like, okay, I did a misstep, right, she would have corrected herself. This stuff hit the trades before she said anything to correct herself. And that's what I have a problem with. That's the part that I have a problem with. Even if she had said like the next morning or something like that, before it made it into the trades, like, you know what, I said something wrong, but you know what? The time to correct herself was up on that stage and she didn't do it. And honestly, I think that if she did, Serena and Venus would have just laughed it off. Like, okay, you know, she made a mistake, but she didn't.
But she walked off the stage.
Not the attitude in which she said it. That was the problem.
When they get on that mother freaking stage with that circle jerk award shows, they know the speech they gonna have right before they get on there.
They prepare it, including their dumb jokes. They do prepare it.
Yeah, they know how it's gonna fly.
So
They just didn't expect. They didn't expect the backlash. That's what it was, and then they apologized after the backlash. That's how it goes. See, because if everybody was laughing, then it wouldn't be no thing. But people got offended. You know what I mean?
And I'm not a Mr. Offense guy. Like, and there's some people in the chat were saying, you know, you can't say anything anymore. That's a fair point. I'm not a Mr. Anyone's watched me say I'm not one of these guys that's out there looking for offense, right? I try to look at people's intentions. I think we all need to look at people's intentions. And sometimes people say things that are wrong and ignorant, but it's not ill-intentioned because they don't know. And you may have to say, you might want to look at it a little differently. And they're like, oh, I intend that. My instinct is, and Mark, I may have a different perspective on it. My instincts are more closer to Lorena, which is that I think I felt a bad intention. I felt a desire to elevate herself and denigrate someone else. Even if you don't bring race into it, it's bad form. If you got two other nominees and say, I got something that you don't have to struggle with what I got to struggle with, it's ungracious. A white woman and a black woman, it adds another layer that's even more ugly, in my opinion.
It's even like because that's Mark, I see where you're coming from, but also like Cameron, I've lived in that Hollywood bubble where you get these people in Hollywood who think that they can say anything that they want to say to you, especially if you're a minority. Bring it into a different vein. I can't tell you how many times I'll run into somebody who I work with. They've never met me. Oh, you speak so well. Do you work in HR? No, I'm an engineer. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Which I understand. That's kind of, you don't know me. We can, shake it off. That's fine. But if it's someone I constantly work with and they're bringing up, well, oh, you speak so well. What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Campion knows who they are.
Right here. When you look like this mother freaker right here, I see why you trying to put people down. Because when you look in that mother freaking mirror, if you look like this with makeup on, when you look like this with makeup on, I know you look like Freddy Cougar.
She can't help
when the makeup is off.
Wrong makeup
Potato is on fire tonight. God damn.
I'm just saying, man.
Let me ask you something. Did Venus and Serena actually make a statement about this? Like, do we know that they did they have anything to say? Were they offended? Did they say anything about it? Did they address it?
Did they comment? I don't know that they ever said we accept.
They probably didn't because they classy women to keep it to their.
I haven't seen them comment, but I would say when you look at their faces when she made that comment, it wasn't like, it wasn't like, oh yeah, we're funny, yeah, we girls, whatever. No, it was just like, you effed up. And you need to apologize right now.
That's what I love about them girls, though. They didn't even need to say something because they put them up here and put her down here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love. You don't need to respond.
Well, but again, the difference between them and Campion, they are secure in who they are, right?
Yep.
They have, whether they play against men, whatever, they have fought. That was the whole point of that movie that showed their childhood with their father, right? They fought possible odds to achieve what they did. And then this woman who comes from a theatrical background, I think her family's very well-known theater people from New Zealand, I think. So this ain't somebody, this is somebody who's a generational artist coming from a family of successful artists, talking about the struggles she had. I've been in this town 21 years. I haven't had the opportunities Jane Campion has had, right? I've had doors slammed in my face that aren't slammed in her face.
So she ain't even American, and she getting on 2 American black successful women.
But with this woman, like, can y'all make the connection? Why did she point them out though? Why did she say something to them?
See, it had
nothing to do with nothing. It came out of nowhere.
What?
It had nothing. Her movie. She just sitting in the audience. It had nothing to do with nothing. Like, why are you even talking about them?
She could have picked out.
Oh, wait a minute now. She's not connected to that movie.
That's what I was thinking. She was connected to the.
No. They had nothing. They were sitting in the audience. They were there for their movie. They were there for their own movie to celebrate their movie. I think had some nominations, about their movie about their father, right, and their journey as kids. But I don't know if that movie was up for the same nomination that she won. But even if that were the case, you never get up. When you get up, you always say, "I'm honored to be in the company of such illustrious people. Any of you deserve this award as much as I do or more." That's what you say out of humility. You don't say, "Thank you, but I want you to know I really deserve this because you haven't gone through what I did through."
Well, see, for some reason, I thought that she was connected to their film. I thought that maybe she knew them and she had a relationship with them and she was playing with them. See, this changes the whole thing. If she just like singled them out, you're in a crowded auditorium and you just single them out to say something like that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm on board now.
Now you got to find what happened. It was so shocking because there's no reason for it. You had nothing to do with this movie. You're in a separate movie. They ain't up there. They ain't directors. They ain't in the same nomination category as you. What are you even talking about them?
It's not like, she was directing their movie and said something like, what was hard to beat at tennis, because they know each other. But this was she's just out there and just decided to pick them to no connection whatsoever, except that they were probably the only recognizable black women in the audience. And that's what she went and picked.
And they were on her mind. Why are they on her mind on her special winning night? Why is she even thinking about them? She's thinking about them, in my opinion, because she's uncomfortable with these black women in her shine. Just even in her, it's like that whole thing with Hetty McDaniel. They wouldn't let her sit at the table with the Gone with the Wind cast, right? Right. So that whole thing, she's thinking about why these 2 black women in this room, right? She's thinking about them. Why is she thinking about them? This is her night.
And what was she winning for? Like, what does she do?
Well, she directed that movie about the gay cowboys, which Ang Lee already did. So I'm like, why he's not anything special.
The one that Sam Elliott. Okay, all right. Now I got the whole context.
So I think she won Best People's Choice or whatever. She won. This wasn't the Directors Guild Awards. She won highest honors at the Directors Guild Award, and then this like some People's Choice kind of thing. And she's up there, and she's getting Best Director. But I had nothing to do with them.
Hold on, real quick. Y'all just said Sam Elliott in a gay cowboy movie?
No, he said that. What the fuck is this dumb shit? He literally said that. He said, "What the fuck?"
I'm about to say, because Sam Elliott is one of the most manliest men.
He did so many westerns. He's authentic with this
bro. I'm
thing.
from Texas. It's a law down here to watch everything with Sam Elliott in it.
My man was Wyatt Earp's big brother in Tombstone, bro.
Yeah, bro, he was old boy mentor.
Got to have some law.
What was that movie when they was in that bar just whooping everybody ass? Remember that movie? Yeah, and remember he was the mentor.
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, he was Patrick Swayze's mentor.
The mustache. You don't play around with that.
Wait a minute. I think I got the video for you.
Okay,
that's what y'all threw me out when y'all said a gay cowboy movie with Sam Elliott. I was like, what?
Oh, jeez. Here comes the smoking gun, y'all.
Hold on. Let me make sure I shared my audio.
Show the video, because she got manly features on this.
YouTube won't take me out.
Okay.
I need to see this woman.
I think you'll be okay.
I need to see her in action.
It's Critics' Choice Awards.
Guys.
So go back. Hold
on, let me back it up a little bit.
Okay,
go back. See your face, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
However, you do not play against.
No, keep going back a little bit further.
Yeah, you got to go back further than that.
Okay, Okay, here we go.
The nominees and Serena and Venus, you are such marvels. However, you do not play against the guys. like I have to.
That joke didn't land, mother.
Look at that
Look at her
face.
face.
Look
She
at her
has that
face.
look like, bitch, I'ma snatch your ass off of that stage.
Yeah.
And look, she just praised her fellow nominees, which is what it's all. And then she's
Hold
jumping to
on.
these women who ain't nominees.
Hold on.
That's-
Lorena.
Yes.
That look like a woman's look, like an inside joke or something. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that.
Like you
man.
weren't supposed to say that because of what happened last week. I got that strange feeling. Now, what you think?
No, I look at this just
Fatal.
like you
That's a
lucky
look-
we
let
are
me tell
in
you something. That's a
public.
look that she got the smile and the teeth, but like she has that get bitch. Yeah, you dumb fuck.
Hey.
Your eyes are laser, man. Your eyes are
She's
laser.
about to get that straight out of Compton
That's
treatment
that
right there.
look.
You know what I
That's
mean?
straight out of
Oh,
Compton
yeah.
look.
If you
Could
watch
you
that
imagine
video,
what she felt?
the little stupid jokes was landing until she hit that joke. It was crickets.
Dude, this is pretty much Serena in her head when she said this.
Look at the people behind. They're all uncomfortable. They ain't
Like, oh, let me
clapping.
look down.
Look
Let
at
me
their
look to the
faces,
side.
looking away. They all like this ain't right. I don't want to be
Back
around
up,
this.
back up.
Bro, but Serena got that, Venus, she got that look like, bitch, you should have never went there. Like something they did last week.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
That's
I think it's something with that line, I'm telling you.
Oh my
It's something with that line, I'm telling you. It's
I
deeper
can't.
than what we think.
I seriously can't. Hold on. This hurts.
It would have been funny if she said,
She would have.
If
Oh
she
man,
said,
this would have been horrible. if
"Oh,
she
I
said
don't play
that.
with the guys." Will tell everybody that you're a guy.
Yeah.
Ah!
Stephanie Janasek, Smugglers Cantina, $4.99 super chats. Thank you, Stephanie. Jane Campion directed the movie The Piano. And if you say you know where her feelings are, go look up her fight with Sam Elliott. Yeah.
Yeah.
She calls
Yeah.
Sam Elliott a bitch.
Sam
Yeah,
Elliott,
but
the
live.
manliest man in
She was
Hollywood.
in an interview and called him a little bitch.
Yep.
Live.
Because
I
he
was like,
critiqued.
damn, this girl ain't
He
got
said
no
that she didn't
skill.
really capture cowboy culture, which in Hollywood, let's be honest here. She's winning these awards because of the political nature of the film, right? Brokeback Mountain is a good movie because Ang Lee is a superb director, and he broke ground because that was a shocking thing to explore. She ain't doing nothing new here, going gay cowboys 10 years later and not doing a good movie about it. She's getting these awards for PR purposes, for politics. That's why she got the DGA award, even though every director I've met, like, man, the movie sucked, but we got to give it to her. Right? We can't, we will get lambasted if we don't give it to her.
It's all
That's
political.
why I never liked the war shows, because they fake.
Mhm.
I ain't never liked the war shows. Man.
God almighty. Whew. She had that rested bitch face that I am going to drag your ass
telling you,
out
bro.
on the street.
It's deeper than that.
Yeah.
It's
See,
deeper than
y'all
that. She
made
gave-
a believer out of me. Now that I see the context, I get it. Yeah. She was out of line.
Ooh, I can't.
But it comes from that sense of entitlement. I really think, to be fair to what you were saying, Mark, I do think she thought she was consciously thought she was being funny and was all in the club kind of thing, because that's how all the people I work with think. They don't realize they're racist. I think it was Chris Rock that said that once early on when Obama was campaigning for president, came to Hollywood, he met with him and he said there was some event, whatever, and a lot of donors. And Chris Rock said to him, I turned to Obama and said, look at all these nice people over here. These are the nicest racists you're ever going to meet. They don't know they're racist. They don't know they're racist.
They don't know. They will say some things. It's just like, do you know that was freaking racist that come in? They're like, what?
I live in Texas. Ignorance is all around you. It's everywhere.
I always said that, and y'all guys in the Dark House know me very well. You too, Lorena. I always based your actions by your intentions, and I tell people all the time, you're not 5 years old, you're not 7, you're not even fucking 14. If you grown men over 30 and up or whatever, or around that age, then there's no excuse for you to say certain things out your mouth, letting shit fly, and then, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, or I didn't mean it like that, and this, that, whatever. Yeah, okay. But when you thought about saying it, you thought about it in the very vein that, and your thoughts can carry over to your mouth.
I was working with a guy a long time ago, working with this dude. You know, it's a white guy. We were real cool. You know, real cool dude. And we were leaving, the job and everything, but we were going to come back. So I'm like, well, should I lock the door? And he was like, no, just rig it. You know what I mean? Put the end there.
What?
You know, and we have been cool forever. You know what I mean? Should I lock the door, bro? No, just rig it. I was like, he was like, oh my God. He's like, I'm so sorry.
Like his inner self came out that he used that phrase before. That's not a phrase that I would even think of. I never heard that before.
And he said it to me.
I say it all the time. No white man ain't got the carte blanche that use the N word on no level, on any level. If anything, the thing with Joe Rogan, somebody should have checked this ass like way back when. You understand what I'm saying?
It just came out so natural, bro. I almost felt like
like I said, they're so comfortable around us that they're thinking that it's okay.
Can I tell you this story? When I was going to college, I went to Dartmouth. It's a really good school. I'm very proud of it. Good school, up in New Hampshire. But in the 80s, it had a bit of a reputation. There was a lot of conservatives there. So a lot of people said it was a racist school amongst the Ivies. Blah blah blah. So when I got in, I went up for like admissions weekend, see if I wanted to attend this place, right? So I'm going up. Never been to New Hampshire before. I arrived. It's a really small little town. Town of like 10,000 people, right? So I get off the little airport, get in a cab to go in with a couple of girls. We're in the plane. We're going into town. And we got this nice, cab driver driving us into the college, right? So I said, look, I'm really excited, but I got to be honest. I've heard some bad stuff. Is this a kind of racist environment, right? And it's a nice white cab driver. He's all friendly, whatever. He's like, no. We don't have any problems. There's no racism here. And this was it. We got no racism here. There just ain't that many black people in the town, and I guess we don't have enough watermelons for them.
Ew.
What?
Oh,
what?
Really?
What?
What?
Yeah. And the two women, I'm saying, two white women look at me like, what? I mean, I went to that college. I went there for graduate school. But that was that showed me this dude don't even think. He don't think he's a racist.
Mm-hmm. It just comes naturally out people's mouths and stuff like that. That's why I try to tell people and I make a warning. Let me tell you something. If I don't know you like that thing come out your mouth, we gonna have words.
Let me give and I know it's no racist here in the chat, but I'm going to give you a fair warning of how a situation would go if you would have said just what my man Cameron had just said. If you would have said something like we didn't have enough watermelons, and the black guy you was talking to said his face is gonna do this, and then he gonna hit you with what? That's your ass.
That's your ass.
That's your ass.
Which is the look that
you get that,
right?
Yeah. In several circles, you be lucky if you got that.
Well, but I only have a few more minutes, brothers. So I want to just add something about because it's where we are in the conversation. I've been concerned because there's a lot of conversation about this stuff, and I see some people in chat. Some people don't think they intended it. That's all fine. You can have that opinion. Mark was also the opinion that initially that I don't think it was ill-intentioned. Perfectly fair to have that opinion, even now after all that. I mean, it's an opinion to read a situation. We don't know what's in our hearts. We're just gauging. Right? But what I've been concerned about, and I'm going to state this here. I've been concerned, and I've been stating my concerns about the culture on YouTube for a few weeks now. I'm watching something happening here, and I'm concerned when I'm seeing some of the conversation by YouTubers. That veers towards racism themselves, right? That veers towards dismissing. One particular person, I won't say it was, suggested that her comments, and not instead of saying, well, I don't think she meant ill, she said her comments aren't that bad. What's even worse? You got this Zoe Kravitz talking about how all white people are against her and whatever. I'm like, first of all, I don't think Zoe Kravitz said that. And she's talking about her own personal experiences of prejudice in Hollywood, which I've experienced as a Muslim guy. I know it's real, right? I know I'm talking to my black friends. They've gone through their ringer. So I wouldn't dismiss her personal claims. But then to say that, first of all, to even say that is an equal thing or someone sharing their personal experiences of bigotry that they endured and saying this person who's sort of snobbily dismissing another human being are the same. And then even to say it's worse, I'm like, where's this coming from, man? This ain't a normal kind of thing to say. It's kind of crazy.
Hold on, break that down what you just said, because I think you gave us 10 million things at once. What did this YouTuber say?
This gentleman said basically that what Zoe Kravitz said was worse. Like last few days, she's been complaining about some of the
about the white privilege thing.
White privilege, the casting she didn't get because she was too urban, that kind of stuff, and experiences she'd had of prejudice as a black woman. I know those stories are probably real because I experienced my own stuff as a Muslim. I know it, right? And so this person was saying that's worse than what Miss Campion said. I said, someone sharing their personal pain is worse than somebody denigrating another person publicly?
Live. And you don't even know them. You don't even know them.
Skills. It's somebody sharing their experience versus somebody denigrating other people's experience
that you don't even know.
And so, but the fact that people would go there and a lot of people chat like, yeah, that person's right. I'm like, what's happening here? It made me feel very uncomfortable. And I was like, I don't like this vibe. I don't like this kind of like. If this is where the YouTube's going to, that's not healthy. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's that's like saying. Go ahead, well, obviously, if you're smart, or hopefully you're smart as a YouTuber, if I tell you certain things in my past that I had, discriminatory things said in veins of me and my kids and this, that, whatever, are you going to just run off your mouth and say, well, what you said is worse than what the lady on the TV said to two black women she don't even fucking know? So then obviously we would have a problem, because you don't know me like that to even try to cast a judgment on how you fucking feel. You understand? This is my experience. I'm telling you something that happened to me in real life. Mm-hmm. You don't go through these things and that's the thing that kills me. It's almost like, you get around black people that do YouTube and we friends and we joke and this, that, whatever. I've been peeping this for a while too. Everybody gets a little bit too comfortable. Bit too comfortable. So when things start coming out your mouth that even though we're friends, whoa.
It's like Mark's buddy. It's like Mark's buddy with that phrase that's a little too easy off his tongue.
Yeah.
And a situation like that happened to me. I'm not gonna put the YouTube out there. Me and him, we cool. But the N-word flowed one time while we was talking, and I hit him with the what?
Yeah, did you check him?
Did I?
Okay, check him hard.
I checked and crossed his ass out and let him know, motherfucker, if you don't talk, I don't even use that word.
I tried. Like I said, you don't see me.
Now when I'm amongst family, I admit, yes, I do let it flow sometimes. But when I'm around other races of people, I don't never let it fly, because I don't want you saying it to me. Now, should I work on
normalize this ugly energy? Yeah.
Yeah. So do I need to work? Because I want to stop saying it at all, like completely. I want to eliminate it. But when I'm around my family, yes, we let it fly. But yeah, I checked the dude, man. I had to let him know. I don't appreciate. I get a certain negative wave of feeling inside of me when I hear you say that.
There's a certain amount of decorum you need to have. Like I view this, what we do here, even though it's a slight hobby of mine, I'm trying to make it a little bit more than a hobby, but I still view this as a business. So when I'm at work, I don't talk the way I talk when I'm in the hood or when I'm around my people. I don't talk that way when I'm at work. When I'm at work, like I just came from work right now, I'm in there trying to make sales. We talk huge sales. I talk professional when I'm at work. That's how I view YouTube, right? That's how I view YouTube. So I get that, even with my raps now. Listen, I did hip hop since '92, basically, and
I've been doing this since '83.
I mean, when I was really serious about doing it since '92, but I dropped every word you could probably drop back then,
my greatest hits have the urban words.
So as I've gotten older, even
after they finish talking, Cameron, I got a question.
Even with my new stuff, even with my new stuff, I try to reel that back in. I reel it in. Like even with my raps, I try to do that. So that's why, it gets not for nothing. It does get a little harder when you have to start actually putting words in, because that becomes almost like a curse word where you could just throw that in.
Yeah, but that's elevating your craft, though. And it's like I said, Malcolm X didn't use cuss words, right?
Yeah.
He didn't. He mastered the language. He memorized a dictionary, so he had an eloquence beyond anybody's eloquence of probably today, right? And so that's the challenge you got, is get your song up to a higher eloquence.
Yeah.
When you watch Malcolm, just watch him on YouTube, you can apply it to right here. It's like he talking to right now. That's not deep as. But Cameron, let me ask you a question, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to formulate all this in my head. What you're saying is what you're saying about what YouTube was going on now. Like, do you think people certain points in their videos or their topics or their channels is basically racist material?
I think there's energy rising. That's how I want to put it. I'm feeling a vibe rising. I felt an ugly vibe rising across the board on YouTube for the last few weeks. I've said it on a few channels. I've made people uncomfortable because I haven't accused them, but I pointed out, and then they start cringing, which means I'm saying something that somehow is connecting to their heart because they're taking it personally. There is an ugly energy, in my opinion, that's happening a little bit in YouTube. There's a lot of anger from what we've been through with how the fans were abused for the last decade. And a lot of that anger is now turning into a kind of ugliness. And, the critiques, the woke, and everybody knows I ain't no woke guy. I'm no wokeoso. The wokes have tried to place the fandom as a certain right-wing extremist, racist, this, Nazi, whatever. When I start seeing that energy rising, I don't want to prove the wokeoso's right, man. And so I don't want I got to shut it down when I see it start happening. And I become making people more and more uncomfortable because I don't like it. And I'll give you an example.
And actually, I was just going to add something to that with Cameron because he's exactly right. Because especially what I've been seeing, it's like if a Black woman or we'll say person of color, I hate that term, but that's the vocabulary that's used, gets cast, all of a sudden, oh, it's woke, it's this, it's the diversity hire, it's that. I was like, you don't know that.
Okay,
and I don't like that energy that comes out where there's just like it's, they're not there for their talent. They're not there for whatever. That could possibly be the case. But is that the first thing that you go to? And then that attitude comes out of your mouth. And you become the very thing that the other side said that you are.
Now, Lorena, watch this. Now, okay, I've been making topics about Lord of the Rings because I love the lore. I love all this stuff. And so I'm actually against the black dwarves, the black elves thing. Like if you deep into the Tolkien lore, it's actually black. A lot of people don't know this. It's black people in the Tolkien Middle Earth lore, but
they're in other countries. Yeah,
they're in other countries. It's literally like an African country.
Southrons, Easterlings, all of that. Yeah.
Heck yeah, Far Harad, all them countries. And that's the only thing that I'm against is messing up the canon.
Because you don't need to, because Tolkien created a broad world. You don't need to do it.
Exactly. Now, Lorena, I'm with you when I'm on certain YouTube channels and the black character, even if it's like as long as it's not a top tier character, I'm cool with it. But if they race swap, like Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. Nick Fury was a white character in the beginning. But Sam L. Jackson did such a good job with a second tier character, it doesn't matter. But I peep these YouTube channels and I do peep the woke stuff. Not everything is woke. I feel like they revamped the character by making a African American character or a Middle Eastern character or whatever. But I kind of peep sometimes the little racism in these YouTube channels. I peep it too.
Bro, it's that way by design, I believe. Now, I did a video last year because I was seeing this, and it was called "After the Age of Wokeness, Will We Be Better Off or Worse?"
That's such an important point you're raising.
And I was and I was talking about that. All right, went over a lot of people's heads looking at the views on this thing. But the point is that I actually
put it out again, brother. It's timely. Put it out again. Reissue it.
People. I never take my videos down. That's the thing. They can go back. They'll find it one day. But the point is that we're so used to pointing out what is or what isn't woke. I think, for all of these years, I think it has dulled our ability to be able to really identify what really is racist and what is not, because we've all heard it a million times. People will say, well, they took all of the power out of racist at this point. When you just direct it everywhere because of this age of wokeness, everything is racist and everything. It takes the power of it away, to some of these people, so they can no longer identify it. So they'll get on a stream and be making fun of black characters, black actors, and won't even realize that you really are starting to become what they said that we were in this fandom.
Exactly.
In this fandom, they said that we, they called us racist middle-aged white guys in their mama's basement who was always like angry. All right. Look at yourself in the mirror after a while. Is that maybe what you're starting to sound like? And this is kind of what I was talking about in the video. You got to be careful, man. You got to be careful. Don't fall into that trap.
Yeah.
So
I would like to personally say to some of these YouTubers, you got a big following, you got a big crowd, and everybody likes your comments and your commentary. But there comes a time where sometimes we're going off on the cuff does not serve you well. You understand? And whoever, pretty much takes offense of it, you got to deal with it.
Hey, take offense to it, you the freaker, and you need to look with yourself and change.
Sometimes you go off the cuff, and like I said, I don't try to look for the racism in every people's words, but I listen to how you deliver your words and what state of mind you in as you do it. Because that alone can betray your thoughts.
Cameron, let me ask you something.
Your true feelings without even realizing it.
Abu, real quick, Cameron, do you think a lot of this is ignorance or a lot of this is intentional?
Well, that's the thing is, ignorance I can forgive. What I'm concerned about, I can
gotta bring it to them.
What I'm concerned about is,
look, it's not a good look that you said X, Y, and Z and whatnot. And like I said, I like your style. I consider you a friend, but as a friend, I'm gonna tell you that the shit was wrong. And that's not something to be proud of. That's not something to brag about on your streams and this, that, whatever. It's like I said, it was a bad a look. And next time, just think before you speak sometimes. Or next time, don't do an emergency video to try to get something out, and then you fuck up the words and make things much worse than it actually is.
See, here's the beauty of our brother, Drunk 3PO, all right? The beauty of him and his mindset is that he made it a point to want to bring us together. You know what I mean? Because there are certain truths that really only we should be tackling a certain way. Everyone can't say some of the things that we say. That's the power of the Dark Council. You know what I mean? Because there are certain observations that we're going to have that need to be spoken about, especially when they're trying to do what they're doing with these properties out here, when they want to do all this virtue signaling and all that stuff. We exist to stand up and say, you're not speaking for us. That's what we
There's power in that. There's absolute power.
Now somebody else's observation is going to sound a little bit different when they're saying, well, what are these people doing here? That's the way it's going to come off sounding. Only we can speak that particular perspective.
Yeah.
So when it comes to me, I make it a personal, like it's actual intention that when I speak on the way Hollywood is acting or how they portray things or how they do black and brown people, I don't use that term woke. You know why I don't use that term woke? I don't use woke. I don't use SJW. You listen to my videos. I might maybe say once or twice out of 4 years of me doing this, right? But I don't say it on purpose. The reason why I don't say that, because it becomes the same words that people say in reverse. When they call everybody Yahtzees and this and that, all we're doing is throwing word salad at each other. Correct. And nobody's listening. And nobody's listening to the point. The point is that it's not necessarily all about being woke. Like, I'm with Fatal J. Look, it's great. I'm like, get your bank, sister and brother. If somebody going to give you a job, take that job. But if you're doing something that's a visual medium, like Eric July says, it's that character has been that way for a certain certain amount of time. When you talk about when they change like race swapping, gender swapping, all that stuff like that, you are going against what that thing was or what that character was. When there's tons of characters that you could be using that's brand new or just been sitting on the shelf that you don't use. Yeah, and that to me is more insulting, because what you're telling me is you don't have faith in original black characters. You only have faith in the character that was white that we could put a black face to.
It's like Captain Marvel. Starts off as a black woman. They put out a white woman first, then they bring the black woman in, right?
Yeah.
So forgive me all. I actually have to head out because I have some obligations. But I wanted, first of all, thank you for letting me
Thank you
participate
for
in this.
popping in here and hanging with us.
Sorry I didn't get a chance to hang with you, but I did hang with you the other day, though.
Dropping some heavy stuff, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you
have
for all of it.
Cameron's Patreon. The link is in the chat. Please do check out his Patreon.
Please do that. And today, just want to say on my Patreon, we just had this conversation because we're talking about the Florida bill and all this stuff and a lot of comments and, you know, and all the comments largely were in one certain political direction, you know, but then one of my members, and I'm very glad and I thanked him for it. One of my members is a member of the LGBTQ community who does have specific concerns about this bill. And he was upset that nobody was addressing that they had some fair concerns, and he listed them. And then there was silence, but I said, thank you for saying this because everyone's talking, and I have certain opinions as well. We got to keep that kind of dialogue. We got to keep that kind of dialogue, and we got to be ready to be checked. I was checked by my Patreon member today, and I not only thanked him, I called him personally to thank him, right? Because I said, you know, I didn't know this about this bill. I need to look into it a little bit more. Thank you for
That's
telling
not
me.
the don't say gay.
What they're calling that, yeah. But he wrote certain things about certain amendments that weren't passed, but the people behind the bill had apparently, and I have to research this myself, had apparently in early amendments wanted to put in things about outing young people who told teachers I'm gay, right? That wasn't passed in the current bill, but the very fact that some of the organizers would have pushed something like that, that's inappropriate in my opinion. And I didn't know about that history, and I need to look further into that history. But it doesn't matter. I don't want to get onto that as I leave, but reason to bring it is I allowed myself to be checked today, right? Because there was information I didn't have, and I thought I knew certain things, and someone who knew a little bit more said, you know, you guys don't know about this. This is upsetting my community for this, and this. Go read this. I said, you know what? Thank you, because I don't want to be this overconfident jackass who thinks who knows everything. It's not how you interact with fellow human beings, right? And that's the concern I want to raise. We got to elevate. We got to elevate the conversation on YouTube. And this dark council here and the lovely Lorena, these are people that are going to do it. So everyone support this because these are the people that are going to keep us honest here. And that's why I'm trying to keep everybody honest. So with that, Amen. God bless everyone here. And, you know, bless
thank you so much, Cameron.
Thanks for coming, bro.
And salam to everyone. We'll see you all soon.
Walaikum salam, brother.
Peace.
Yeah, it was good. It was good having that brother on now. Because, like I said, I don't like to talk too much about politics on my videos, on anything like that. But at the same time, I know my brother Mark with a C was always on point with this from day one. You know, so I take a cue from my brother right there. Fatal J, Damajana, we all have similar experiences. We all had that thing, you know, happen to us, you know. So I don't like to talk about it, but you know, it's the type of thing that still seeds in you, that something like this can still go on even in this day and age, you know.
Oh yeah, heck yeah!
That's usually when I feel like it's time to start talking a little bit louder. You know, I talked about that before because some of these cats out here, they know better. They know better. It's come on, bro. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like we all know each other here, so there's no need to take certain stances where you're overlooking the reality of the situation, which is that we all care about this culture.
Yeah,
you know, we all want to see it be as entertaining and as fulfilling as possible. So you don't fall into this trap that's going on these days where they want to pit each other, you know, pit us against each other, you know, so you got to be careful about that, you know, because we're not trying to kick down anybody's doors saying, make us your new Superman or whatever. You know, look at what Fatal's been talking about, you know, with Lord of the Rings. You know, it's just about trying to keep the material as honest as possible.
That's it, man.
You know, so when you're interpreting that over on, you know, wherever, you know, you are here and there, we all have to remember that we do know each other. So there's no need to take it there. You know, we're reaching a lot of people here. So when I go on to somebody else's stream, I don't need their people, you know, or whoever their audience is to be putting little slick remarks, you know, in the comment section, you know, little, you know, low key racist stuff.
Yeah.
You know, all that monkey stuff. Remember, Drunk had to stop the show one time and talk about that, you know? It's like, cut that out.
Disgusting.
Cut that out. You're just falling into these people's trap.
Yeah. But as a responsible YouTuber, like I said, you having, you know, people of color on your guest streams and stuff, you know, you know there's going to be some ignorant people in the chat. You know, you make sure the mods get on that and just deep six them, you know, because people get, like I said, get way too comfortable. And because these are people in the chat that support your channel, and God forbid if they don't, oh, well, you're just too cozy with them and I don't like them and I'm going to take my subs up from somewhere else. And everybody's scared to lose subs behind this because, like I said, you're making it your livelihood and your career behind this. So I'm not.
But I think this is the danger of that woke culture that he was talking about. That's what I was saying in that video. The danger of this woke culture is that when it's all said and done, you start to be a lot less sensitive, you know, to what's real.
Right.
You know, because we're so used to pointing out that's woke, that's woke, that's woke. But, you know, sometimes there's some real stuff that we're dealing with out here.
It's,
you know,
it's the same
Demaj
thing.
and I, you said it a million times. We've come a long way, but we do have a long way to go.
Exactly.
You know, I've heard you say it a million times.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're saying is exactly what I've been saying before. Like, if everything's racist, nothing is. If everything is woke, nothing is. It all can't be all the same thing. It just can't. It's got to be.
That
some
sounds
room
like
for
a
nuance.
Jedi scripture or something, bro.
Actually, that was from The Incredibles when they said, when, you know, everyone is super, you know, then no one will be.
I didn't even know that, but hey.
That's where it came from.
But yeah, it's a shame that, you know, we are at the point where it's almost starting to get to that tipping point where we're starting to get some leeway, but it's at the same time, it's like we're becoming, like they say, they're becoming the thing that they were telling us not to be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly, bro.
Exactly it.
Because look, let's be 100%. We were making noise the instant we had JJ mention the Fandom Menace. You know, rest in peace to Fandom Menace. But you know, but when they mentioned the Fandom Menace, that was them. That was Hollywood realizing, hey, this ain't no small vocal minority.
Right.
You know, I did the numbers. You know, I got, you know, what was it, a couple years ago? I did the numbers. This is 2 years ago. I roundabout said we were at 1 million strong. I'm talking about out of all the channels. I know I subtracted for overlap, obviously, but we were at 1 million strong, and that was about 2 years ago, right? So, you know, it just sucks that, you know, I didn't know, I was not aware of like what you guys were saying, like people
The Fandom Menace is
sideways.
over, bro. It's too much infighting going on.
That's what I just said, bro.
What we were saying back in the day.
Back in the day.
Oh, okay. Because our people what's going on YouTube,
did we
bro.
just lose everybody?
Did we?
What?
Where?
Whoa.
What do you mean, did we lose everybody?
What
We're
happened?
still live.
Did we just lose everybody?
What are we going through?
No, we're live.
No, we're still live.
Yeah, we're
No,
still live.
I'm seeing everything just went buffering. Everybody just went buffering for me.
Nah, not on this end.
Oh, we still.
Bro, you just got
I still
bootleg
hear
stuff.
you. Yeah.
But look,
I ain't got no bootleg stuff. I got Optimum, bro. What are you talking about?
this is what I'm saying right here, man.
Don't try to steal my thunder now.
No, I'm just saying this real quick, D. Real quick, because you said something dope. The Fandom Menace is over, bro. I'm peeping all this infighting, and it's just like what Mark and D said. We became exactly what they said we were. All the hatred. You hate everything that come out. You know, I'm just keeping it funky. You is hating every single thing that's dropping. We became what they wanted us to be.
You guys know I don't put down the Fandom Menace. It's like, you know, it's
I can't put him down either. I was the one that was really raw on it.
But Mark,
well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just telling the truth.
Well, all I'm saying is that, you know, for those of us who was there, you know, like from the very beginning and everything.
Yeah.
I don't listen. What they did over there, it's unfortunate and everything. But when I pick something up, I keep it. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I'm standing, then I'll be that one. I'll be that one because see what I do understand, and I've made many videos talking about it. What I do understand is that the voice of the people is, whether you call it the Fandom Menace, whether you call it a union, you know, whatever it is, the voices of the people must be heard, must always be heard. All right, so I will not say rest in peace. I won't say any of that stuff.
Well, I always said
that's what the industry is afraid of. They're afraid
I
of
always said that if we had to become something else.
When you pronounce it dead, they applaud.
No, I'm saying we had to become something else.
I'm not pronouncing it dead. What you just described yourself, sir, is a free thinker. Somebody who has to speak truth. That's what I call myself. But the hashtag Fandom Menace, Let's just keep it all the way funky. It's not united.
It's
No,
not
listen,
what it used
listen.
to be.
You know what?
It wasn't
you know
what it used to be, but we are.
What you guys
we're
might
still
be
a
talking
fan of
about-
nemesis, though.
What you guys might be talking about is our on-air personalities. But you see what's going on in this comment section in the chat. Still here, still here. Oh, maybe they're saying still here because they thought Dimaj and I lost them. I guess I don't know.
They thought Dimaj.
But you know,
And Mark,
Nah, they said they had some buffering too. See, I wasn't the only one.
But Mark, I'm not talking about no individual. I'm not even talking about the individual. I'm talking about as a collective. It's over. I'm not saying nobody is a free thinker. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just talking about like when D say hashtag the hashtag Fandom Menace. It's not there, bro.
Yeah, and
I
that's
feel you, bro,
exactly
but
what they
I
wanted
was
too.
never a
They wanted
hashtag.
that.
I was
wanted
never
that.
a hashtag. I was about these people right here. And as long as they got to go to the movies and keep paying for this bullshit, I'm going to keep on talking about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that. If I can be identified as Phantom Menace, and that's what they want to identify me as, I will stand up and say that proudly. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know, whatever anybody else chooses to do, you know, all of that infighting and stuff, I saw that. I made videos about it. I told them cut that stuff out. But, you know, when other people are on a higher level, you know, then okay, identify yourself that way and self-destruct if you want to. But I came up out of the chat. I came up out of the comment sections. I came up out of the movie theaters. All right. So I'm going to keep making noise. Right. And, you know, and when these people appreciate it, like I said, I'm just there. You know, so I respect what you're saying.
Fandom nemesis. Hashtag fandom nemesis.
Yeah,
we must
I
become
retired
something
my-
else.
I had my Fandom Menace
I'll be that.
hashtag on my bio for God knows how long. But I
know.
finally, you know, retired it, and I said, listen, I'm not the same person I was when I came out in 2018, running roughshod, disrespecting people, smashing Raylo. I'd had a ball. But at a certain time, you get up, you're long in the tooth, and it's like, okay, well, I made my point. I don't have nothing to prove. But at the same time, if I want to reminisce, I still stand proud with the people that I ran with hard back in those days of 2018, 19, and 20.
Bro,
you know?
I met within the Fandom Menace umbrella. I think I've met the dopest people you can ever meet on YouTube, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the dopest people ever. But I'm just saying, as a collective, when we all went hard on Ryan Johnson, like we did, it ain't there. It fizzled.
Well, the other thing too is that a lot of people have given up on Star Wars. This all really stemmed from Star Wars, really. Sure. Star Wars, it was The Last Jedi that really solidified what was then the Fandom Menace, because people were like, they literally just put a stake through through Star Wars. That's what they did. I mean, but now it's just to the point where, like, I have no intention on watching the Kenobi show. I have no hype for it, because I know they're going to F up. They're going to F up the OG character, Obi-Wan. I know they're going to do it because they've proved it.
I just got my popcorn to watch and
Before
see
we
how this
dip into
blows
that,
up.
let me just give Fatalist props though, because what he was saying is that we have been seen as just being about hate a lot in the fandom. You know, we just gotta hate everything because we complain about everything. That's the way it comes across to a lot of people. You know, so we find ourselves like right on the edge of irrelevance, because if you're just going to be hate to hate, but a lot of people found a way to make a lot of money by hating, you know? Yeah. So sometimes it becomes a little hard to distinguish who's hating and who's telling the truth.
And who's telling
but at the end of the day, criticism has to be valid, you know? So criticism has to be heard.
That's another reason why I just keep my mouth shut, because it's hard to differentiate. But you know that the subs keeps coming when you say the same thing repetitively, you know.
Y'all both say y'all both just nailed it.
But I don't blame, but so much with the YouTubers, because the audience. If you get in an audience that thinks the way you think, then you got to ride that gravy train. And
okay, now watch this though.
Business.
Watch this though, and Abu, I'm glad you said that. Mark, you killed it. This is why I just said all of that. What I just said. Is it a fine line between just hating or are you telling the truth?
Critiquing.
Just keep it real.
Because
It's a lot of channels out there that's just hating,
It is it's a very fine line, fan. I don't mean to cut you off, but it's a very fine line. If you're given valid criticism, there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody can find fault with that. But if you're just hating on something just to hate on it, then that's where the problem is. So you're right. There is a fine line. Like, for example, I'm going to watch the Kenobi series because I want to be objective and give my critique on it. I could just hate on it if I wanted to and not find anything valid, but that's not what I'm going to do, because I don't want somebody coming back and saying, oh, you just hate on it just for clicks.
Yeah.
That's not what I want you to say. I would rather you tell me, okay, well, all right, you're pretty fair about it. You know, I'll just let it go that way, because I don't want somebody accuse me of not being genuine, because that's
right
just,
on, Lorraine.
Me. I'm not trying to do that.
Well, see, my biggest problem with that is that, like I said, I'm such an EU person that I can't. Again, I know it's like beating a dead horse when I say this. I can't unread. Do you see these books right there? I can't unread these books.
And I get it, because that's the difference between me and you. For me, it was just the movies. I had friends who read EU books. I knew that they were out there, but for me, that's all I watched were the movies. So I can totally get your point why with the books that you've read and you see what they do, it's just like, no, I can't deal with that. For me, I do not have that. Now, the more EU books that I read, I'm probably going to get to that point. But that's kind of the difference. But at the same time, I also blame Disney, because it's like, if you can't stick with the basic level of canon that comes from those first 6 movies, that's a problem.
That's the problem.
And by the way, those EU books, those 6 movies, that's what they built off of. They built, if you read those books, that's why I always say, whoever, like, people always like to say, oh, well, George Lucas didn't have anything to do with it. Well, somebody did, because somebody was keeping track of what was going on.
Thank you, because
look, from the time Disney've gotten Star Wars to right now, what's that been? 10 years they had it? They have done retcon this, that, throwing everything. I'm like, in 10 years, the EU was for 30 years. Nobody had a problem.
Every EU book that we buy, when you turn the first 2 pages, what do they have? They have
the timeline
in order of each and every novel that connects to whatever is, and then when it comes to the movies, they connect the
absolutely.
Which brings me to another point, because the first EU novel that I read, please don't judge me on this, was The Courtship of Princess Leia, because I had to read that. All right,
I have it. That's one of my favorites.
That's the one that I had to read. So that's why it pissed me off so much that they retconned it. So now on the Halcyon, that's where Han and Leia spent their honeymoon. I'm like, not according to that book, did it?
Yeah, I don't blame you guys. I haven't read the novels. But every time I'm exposed to
with Isaac and do this, that's a Rodian, I will literally kill somebody.
Bruh, all I'm saying is, every time I hear any of those novels, it makes me realize the difference between real Star Wars and the crap that we're getting today. You know, because it's like multi-layered. It's deep.
Absolutely.
I don't blame you guys for not accepting it at all.
So, and that's one of the things I always say. You know, when you hear the people like, well, we just say, oh, you hate just to hate. When I see something like Rey Palpatine, and I put her next to who she was technically supposed to be, Jaina Solo, I'm like, she's a cheap imitation knockoff, because Jaina Solo is my second favorite character next to her uncle Luke Skywalker. And that always annoys me. They always say, oh, you guys are instant phobe, you just don't like it because it's a no, Jaina Solo wipes the floor with Rey, all the way to the floor, like all of it. So
get to the super chats real quick. Your Muslim uncle 199 super chat, salam and peace to Abu Nas and the panel. Thank you, my brother. Also, Amaranth. Amaranth.
That's the girl on G4, ain't
No, she's not. That's Amaranth for the win. So that's somebody basically giving her some shout.
All right, $2 super chat. Demongenite isn't wrenched here. Wow.
That, bro.
Yeah, we may have to change that. You have to change that. And getting all down to my brother, Comic Chat, Danny. 199 Super Chat. What's
up, Danny?
What's good to see y'all? Good to see you too, brother. Now, Lorena had something up here for a while. So are you ready? Because I know I want to talk about the Obi-Wan news.
Oh,
we
yeah,
already in there.
Hold up, we got this tweet that I have y'all talking.
Oh, okay. Let's check this out. Ooh. Samuel Jackson has spoken with Bryce Dallas Howard about bringing back. Oh, come on.
Listen up, Dan.
Come on.
There you go, Danny.
This you, Danny.
Talk about timing.
Every time Star Trek, it could be anything. It could be Jabba the Hutt, Mace Windu. Luke Skywalker, Mace Windu.
It's a huge
Millennium Falcon, Mace Windu.
Huge
man, you is Mace
Listen,
Windu biggest fan.
look, and let's be 100%. Let's be 100. To be fair, if with this particular one, they can say, well, we didn't see nobody. So,
bro, don't nobody die in Star Wars, bro.
I know, but that's the whole thing. But the thing is, you know, if you want to talk about doing some retconning, I could almost understand this, but they still have to. He still has to get 66 anyway. I'm thinking if anything, they bring him back. Like for instance, big shouts to Star Wars Theory because he made it in a way where Vader and him are going to fight in his fan film, and that's where you figure Macy's going to actually really get 66.
Darth Maul got decapitated in half.
Well, he got bisected. He got bisected, not
and
decapitated.
We're talking about him today.
He's bisected. Nobody
dies. Nobody dies in Star Wars.
Actually, nobody dies in Disney stars because Disney keeps bringing everybody back because they ain't got no plan. Because let me tell you something: when Mara Jade died, when Mara Jade Skywalker died, that hurt my soul because the way she died was gangster. And there was no coming back from her.
Spoiler
I listened
alert.
to that audiobook 3 times, and that part still gets me every
It hurt
time.
my soul when she got killed.
Y'all just give away the whole thing. I said I was trying to get into the novels. Now, you know.
Well, everybody knew Mara Jade dies. That's not even
obviously, I did not.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
This is the first I ever heard of this. I had no idea.
Oh, my bad. She dead, bro. She dead.
Well, I'm going to put it like this.
I ain't tell you how. I ain't tell you how.
George Lucas co-signed Darth Maul, so I'm just saying, if Darth Maul can survive, anybody can survive in Star Wars.
Pretty much. Wait a minute. Before we even get in too deep with Obi-Wan, I'm going to set the tone for Obi-Wan coming up because I worked very hard on this one. So, yeah,
all right, now.
I got to get to it. Like nobody's business.
Once again, Obi-Wan is the gift that keeps on giving. I know. Train wreck waiting to happen. Let's do it. But it is what it is. I know. We shouldn't even be bothered with this nonsense, but as responsible YouTubers, we gotta at least report the news about it. But yeah, it's hard being a Star Wars fan out here. Ease and a man, Mr. Ease and a man. Where is Mr. Trouble coming up in the dance? Ease and a man, Mr. Ease and a man. DJ Palm mix it like a champion. We're back on the front lines, yeah, once again. On another mission to protect and defend the Star Wars brand that we know and we love. Bring it to a hater that he thinks he's above. Any criticism of that Walt Disney, get up in this grill and knock out the seat. Go run and cry and tell all the lies that we like to criticize and yes, divide. Disney did it first, their agenda is the worst. They didn't have a plan that was right out the first. All our heroes dead and they didn't even care. Betrayed George Lucas, it was too much to bear. So Disney, I'll put your ass on blast.
There's no escape.
Hold it down, you know we built the last.
There's no escape.
Stay on your ass, cause that's what we do. Bringing respect back to the EU. So Disney, I'll put your ass on blast.
There's no escape.
Hold it down, you know we built the last.
There's no escape.
Stay on your ass, cause that's what we do. Bringing respect.
Shout out to Lord Callis.
bastardizers work all around with no fear, but they were shocked when the fans came prepared. Get in your corner and go stay in your lane. You know what it is when we step in the game. Did you really think we wouldn't put you in check? Behind the BS with Obi-Wan up on deck? Changing up the story don't fit your whole scheme. To have the secret trilogy be now redeemed. Nobody cares about it, yeah, don't you know? Even the actors who you dissed on the low. Filoni ain't the savior with anything like that. Exposed his ass for being a bona fide hack. Can't even keep up with his continuity. And he worked so hard to impress Disney. But Lord have mercy, should the fans get it on and let them know that Lucas was right all along. So Disney, kinda put your ass on blast.
There's no escape.
Hold it down, you know we built the last.
There's no escape.
Stay on your ass, cause that's what we do. Bringing respect back to the EU. So Disney, time to put you on blast.
There's no escape.
Hold it down, you know we built the last.
There's no escape.
Stay on your ass, cause that's what we do. Bringing respect to the EU. The show Obi-Wan's gonna be a train wreck. The more news out, the more we get vexed. Makes more sense to have Obi-Wan stay on Tatooine and have adventures every day. Rebels had Maul, so that kills all that vibe. To have him and Obi-Wan fight when it's live. Had something good, then you fucked it up again. When does the lie stop and where the truth begin? But all roads lead back to the ST. As far as I'm concerned, let them fall on their feet. As much as I love Ewan and Hayden back, Lucas was clear about the whole entire map. Messing with that, there will be hell to pay. Cause all Disney want is for them to get paid. The days grow short, no time to delay. Defending Lucas' story, yo, this is the way. So Disney, kinda put your ass on blast.
There's no escape.
Hold it down, you know we built the last.
There's no escape.
Stay on your ass, cause that's what we do. Bringing respect back to the EU. So Disney, kinda put your ass on blast.
There's no escape.
Hold it down, you know we built the last.
There's no escape.
Stay on your ass, cause that's what we do. Bringing respect back to the EU. So Disney, kinda put you on.
There's no escape.
Oh my God, we want you gone.
There's no escape.
Stay on your ass, and you know it's wrong. And that's why I'm singing this song. So Disney, kinda put your ass on blast.
There's no escape.
Hold it down, we know we built the last.
There's no escape.
Stay on your ass, cause that's what we do. Bringing respect back to the EU. Let's go. Like I said last week, it is hard being a Star Wars fan out here.
I told you, Darth Maul.
Actually wants to respect George Lucas's work. But you know how that goes. Tick tock, are you ready to rock? Got
nobody
the shit on
dies,
lock,
Star
and we're
Wars.
never gonna stop. Bullies of the block multiplied by 10. Every citizen within the lion's den better recognize the high five I provide. Know what it is with everyone in disguise. Love my fish fry, love a girl with red eyes. Cause she's a Sith Lord I want as my bride. Donna Salah Essie, oh my God, who'd be high. Resurrect my brethren, all I call all my ties. Never let it be said that I roll with the dread. Take the suit of Fed before I head off the bed. But here comes the Fed, ready to bust some heads. Your brother Apollo, you know he came prepared. Then Moses appears, said, let my people go. Verily God is with them when he go rocks the show. Let me go. So smooth. Get you in the mood. That's why we too cool. Yeah.
I kind of lost myself with that
One
one.
of these days we gonna learn the lesson. And one of these days they gonna learn a lesson. And I'm sticking to Lucas, his words, even the words of the people that's doing the Obi-Wan show, that they don't see each other until episode 5, no matter how much they want to mess around with this shit. But it is what it is. But I'm like P. Diddy, can't stop, won't stop. So, self,
It's time for you to come back here and get this party, get the party back rolling again. All right. George Lucas era forever, baby.
Bro, that last part, I kind of
right now.
I kind of lost myself in it.
Yo, that was so dope. That was dope.
Bro, I like the little stuff you edited where you like when Palpatine touched his shoulder when he was a baby, and then when he was a grown man, he touched his shoulder. I peeped that what you did, man.
I worked hard to try to align that like perfect.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Abu getting up them skills right there.
I'm trying, man.
We ain't gonna let you retire. You keep doing this, bro. You can't retire after this.
Nah, he wasn't going nowhere anyway.
Bro, I even peeped. You had Obi-Wan hairdo the same when he was old and young. The little spiky hair. I peeped that, bro.
Elevating, bro. Just elevating your game. It's ridiculous.
I'm trying, brother. I am seriously trying. Now we can do the deep dive.
All right.
Obi-Wan, Darth Maul scenes cut, Luke Skywalker replaced during creative overhaul.
So
Bruh,
I actually
Kathleen Kennedy working her magic again. Anytime you see crap like this, you know who's behind it.
And it's kind of actually yes and no. I dropped this before the Magi said something. So at first I thought it was Kathleen Kennedy, forcing the rewrites and all of this. Then this article drops from Heat Vision. And it turns out it wasn't Kathleen Kennedy. Kathleen Kennedy was the one that just kicked it into motion. So guess who rejected the initial scripts for Obi-Wan?
Oh, I saw it. Go ahead. Y'all guess.
John Favreau and Dave Filoni.
What?
Why?
And why?
Because it was too much like The Mandalorian, and they wanted him to go bigger. Oh, Deborah Chow, she's producing the show, said, go bigger. Go bigger. So guess whose idea it was to bring back Vader? Filoni.
Oh, the fucking hack. I can't stand it, best.
Oh, but I thought he was the second protege, the second coming of George Lucas. Isn't he the second coming of George Lucas?
No, that was they said. Still putting that all in his head. He was just.
I ain't say that ish.
I hear that all the time. He's the second coming of George Lucas.
I don't look.
He knows everything that George
There's
Lucas
only
wants
one
to
George
do.
Lucas, and he sold it. He sold it. So this is being autopiloted by goons.
Comic chat with the $9.99 super chat. Thank you very much, brother. Bruh, I've been preaching this since day one. It makes sense for Boba face Mace, and they have a revenge fight. You may laugh, but Sam Jackson wants to be back in Star Wars. I want to see definitive closure. Okay.
Who is Babyface Mace?
You've been on the Mace
That's a rapper
thing for like forever, so I get it with you.
Who is Boba Face Mace though? Who is Boba Face Mace?
I don't see Boba
facing Mace.
Oh, I thought he said Boba Face.
No, it's not Boba Face.
So
you don't want to face Boba Fett.
If he does that, that's not gonna be like, because I can't see Boba beating Mace. Number one, right? If Mace is gonna lose, it has to be against a Force user. It needs to be against Vader.
He got hemmed up by Black Chewbacca, butt ass naked in the boxer thing. There ain't no way he's taking on Mace Windu even with one arm, one hand.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna face him anyway because he turned a new leaf. He an honorable mob boss now. Y'all forgot?
Yeah, that is true.
So why would he fight him? He ain't gonna fight him.
So here's the thing, like I get all the behind the scenes stuff with that, but the thing that gets me as far as what Maul goes, and I mentioned this in my video, is the fact that he was even on a discussion shows how little they know or care about canon. That's exactly what I was talking about when we talk about how somebody was in charge of the EU and nobody's in charge of this, because Rebels is a part of their canon, and in Rebels, Obi-Wan and Maul face. That's it. You can't be doing it again. You can't be adding to that.
That's probably why Filoni said what he said to Deborah Chow. No, because we did it with Rebels. And actually, that was kind of trash. That whole last fight with him and Maul, that was doo-doo garbage.
It was trash.
I don't
the
know.
The only thing I appreciate about it, I know it wasn't a good fight.
They didn't fight. They only did like one like one
two moves.
The only thing I appreciate about that, like I get that it was not visually stunning. The thing I appreciate about that is the fact that it was no nonsense. Obi-Wan, when it came to Luke, there was no nonsense. That's why this whole thing that I have a big problem with this whole Kenobi thing is that it's making nonsense out of what Obi-Wan's job is. See, when he faced Maul and Rebels, there was no nonsense. I know it was not a pretty fight. It wasn't a good fight, but it was like, okay, you're here. You know Luke Skywalker's here. You don't know nothing anymore. Good night, nap time. That's what it was. This stuff like this, all this Kenobi series, him going off planets and all this, bro, where's the seriousness at? The fact that there's getting a point that you have to leave, like Ryan had actually said that there was a point in right after Revenge of the Sith that Obi-Wan left to go erase. This is an EU. He had to go erase data that proved Luke and Leia was around. That makes sense. Right after, it's 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. Your mission is to be totally focused. Luke must be protected. Leia was being hiding in plain sight. So everybody said, "Oh, well, Leia." She's hiding in plain sight. Nobody can. That's the same. I attribute that the same way Sidious was hiding in plain sight. That he was able to mask himself. That's how I attribute Leia. So that part, Leia aside, anybody coming on Tatooine and if he has to leave at all, your mission is failed. That's all I say about that. That's my thing.
See, this is where we need Callus. You know what I mean? Because if anybody can make sense out of this, it would be him. You know, he try to put it in a greater context and all that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shout out to Callus, man.
Yeah, I gave my shout out too. He would have loved the song though. I hope I'm gonna tell Callus.
Check the playback, Callus.
Yeah, I definitely did that with him in mind too. So I was hoping he would dig it.
Yeah.
But what is this? They wanted to change it because it was too much like the Mandalorian, like that whole dynamic.
Yes.
The Mandalorian made the money. The Mandalorian put them back on the map.
You know, like the whole wolf and cub thing. Apparently, Obi-Wan's the scripts were written too close to that.
Wow.
So they must have had him interacting with Luke a lot then? Because that's the only thing I can think of that was similar.
That's what I think is probably what it was, because they had one actor for Luke, and then they got rid of that actor, and now they have the one that's in the trailer.
What did I tell y'all guys? They getting ready for that New Hope reboot. I'm telling you. We already peeping. Look, we already peeping Luke. We saw Luke on top of the
saw him on top of the house.
They getting ready.
Like the music, the twin sons in the beginning.
It's coming.
But look at it's almost like what they're doing with Star Trek. You know, not to get on that too long, but you see what's happening with Strange New Worlds, where they have just now recast Captain Kirk. They have a new Captain Kirk.
I still want to see that though. Even I know it's gonna be trash. I want to see that though. I do.
So now they got the new Spock in place. They got the new Captain Kirk. So you see how they're being slick about this? The reboot is like right underneath the surface, ready to go.
There. It's so close,
I think
bro.
that's what we're heading for with Star Wars too.
That's why Fatal was Nostradamus 2 years ago behind this. 2 years ago, he called it. And I said to myself, no, it can't be that. That was the clause when Lucas sold the property that these 6 films would not be touched or whatever. But the smart thing is that
they're waiting for George to pass away. Unfortunately,
right.
That's what they're waiting for.
Away,
they're going to do the same thing what they're doing with Tolkien's work. Once Christopher Tolkien died, they went ham on it.
Yeah,
that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for Lucas to pass on, and they're gonna go crazy.
They're waiting for George Lucas to pass away, and then they're gonna redo everything in those 6 movies and put all the bullshit in there.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you mentioned that real quick before you go into that. I just want to make sure I say this on Dark Council. So when it comes to Vader, I know this whole thing where they say, they don't specifically say anything. But it's something I mentioned in my video that I just wanted to make sure I say here. When last we met, I was yet the learner. Now I'm the master. That right there destroys any reason for them meeting in this series. Do you know why? Do you know why? Because that would mean that he would have been 23 years of Force training, because Obi-Wan series takes 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. That would mean at that point, that would be 23 years. That would be 13 years of light side training and 10 years of Sith training. And he's still a learner? You understand how that you can't put that together. What's that?
Fatal is saying though, what Fatal is saying is that if they reboot the whole thing and they redo it,
no, I understand that. That's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do. But I'm just saying, if you want to go by OG lore and actually, to be fair, everything started from 4, 5, and 6. So 4, 5, and 6 is in stone. Then you should be working around 4, 5, and 6, not trying to destroy 4, 5, and 6. But here's my thing: that line alone, because remember when they say, "Oh, I haven't felt his presence since." And they're trying to use that as a reason to have this fight. But then 5 minutes later, when they're fighting, if he was yet the learner, and they fight in this show here, that means he has 23 years under his belt. How was he a learner?
D, can I tell you something?
At the time, though, from the last time they saw each other, Anakin is technically a Jedi Knight, so he's not a Padawan anymore. So
no, I know that.
But back then, George Lucas didn't even write the scripts for the prequels.
Hold on, y'all missing the point though.
Yeah,
they
but I do get what you're saying.
Don't care. Y'all wasting your breath. They don't care. I'm sorry, they don't.
Nah, I know
at this point, Fatal, we're talking about the Beatles and they're on to K-pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they got a whole other thing going on now.
That line that you just said is accurate to the hardcore fans, to Disney. They don't give a free.
Yeah, Revenge of the
they don't give a
Netherrealm,
free.
$2 super chat. Dave Filoni is literally two-faced. You are absolutely right, Revenge. Fatal was right, of course. Like
Fatal's
I said,
always
Fatal,
right.
all the time.
Listen to that man. Listen to that
no,
man.
I'm not.
Fatal Damas up in here. Yeah,
Fatal Damas.
Yep.
Only thing he's not right about is DC, but that's okay. Much love, bro. The battle goes on.
but I'm sad that they have to, like I said, go this route and really push the Vader aspect. When even though with Maul, because I can't stand Rebels, I don't consider Rebels as anything but Dave Filoni's little pet project to feel himself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Freddie Prinze Jr. was in that show, so I totally detest that show just because of that bastard. But I didn't like the premise. I didn't like the premise of it anyway. And then, of course, when you have Ahsoka there, and then you use the World Between Worlds and Rebels to freaking make everything that they want to put through go through, even in the sequel trilogy. So I have no. If they would have kept Maul out of Rebels, then yeah, I could have seen them bring back Maul to do fighting with Obi-Wan in the desert. I could have dealt with that. At least it doesn't break the cardinal sin, you know.
But you know,
I could have swallowed my pride and just say, at least they don't touch Vader, then I'm good, you know.
But this is what I peeped with the trailer. I don't look at the trailer multiple times. What I really peeped about Obi-Wan, when I looked at him, he looked sad. He looked depressed, and I know,
he was broken.
But I know as Revenge of the Sith after coming after that, yes. But is he the hero of this or what? Is he going to be the hero, or is he going to be a chump that Disney make their characters to be? And when I say the characters, the George Lucas characters, Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker was a chump in Last Jedi. He didn't even face Kylo Ren in the last freaking battle. So is they gonna set him as a chump like they did Boba Fett? Boba Fett was a chump in his own TV series. Now, looking at Obi-Wan, I'm looking at Obi-Wan throughout this whole trailer. They're gonna make him a chump in this series.
Look, I don't like the fact that in the video he's like, we lost. You know, we're this, we're that, you know. That's the way that's the soundbite that you're hearing. Now, how long after Revenge of the Sith is this taking place?
10 years. That's why I have a problem with it. It's 10 years. It's not right after. It's 10 years after.
So why should he still be so defeated after 10 years?
Thank
you would think that he would. see the new hope rising, perhaps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know whether he should still be in that. I could see if it was like
here's
next week or
the only thing I will say about that. That soundbite could be him thinking about like right after. I'll just give him that little.
Okay, so in the context of the show, we have to actually see him moping around in the vehicle going to work, and then he's saying, "We lost."
Yeah.
Bro,
sorry,
I'm telling you,
I took some L's 10 years ago. I got over it. You know what I mean?
10 years ago.
We all took L's 10 years ago.
10 years ago, you don't forgot about a bunch of your L's, bro.
Yeah, that is
I
true.
don't
That is
forget
true.
some of
That
them.
is true.
Whether even 10 years, 20 years, I'm still thieving in the. I'm like, ooh, if I get my.
All I'm saying is, when you look at, of course, Luke Skywalker is the hero of the original trilogy, but when you look at the prequels, Obi-Wan is the hero of the prequel trilogy. They making him look like a chump in this one. That's all I'm saying.
I hope not. I hope
that's
not.
why I don't want to see it.
But you know what's
That's
coming.
what we all need to understand.
Yeah.
I don't care how many they play. It's Disney. You know what I mean?
You know that's
I'm
what
not
they're
going
good.
for it.
That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I would love it if I'm wrong, but I'm
You're
sorry.
not.
Look at the Mandalorian. Look at what happened with the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, that was the
Not
worst.
a good
If the
precedent.
Mandalorian was good, it was good by accident. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they didn't even know. That's the reason why they had to switch everything around. Oh, Grogu,
That is true.
It's a hit.
Yep,
Oh my God,
that's
you know.
Best
Reset.
episodes of Book of Boba Fett was when Boba Fett wasn't in it.
Right.
Let's forget about the storyline, okay? Let's just imagine this.
All right.
The show sucks, but when it comes to the lightsaber fight between him and Vader, do you think it's going to be on that level of Revenge of the Sith? Do you think it's possible that they can reach that level?
No, if it's technically sound and it's good, I can enjoy it for what it is. But the bottom line, the bottom line, it means absolutely nothing. It really cheapens the fact of their fight in episode 4 because they laid it out on the line in Revenge of the Sith. You know what I'm saying? That was an emotionally charged lightsaber fight where everything came to the surface. There is no emotional thing in this one because you're fighting. You're basically, Vader basically is on top. Obi-Wan is at the bottom. There's no Jedi Order, and it's like, well, what are you fighting there for? Luke is still a kid, When you get to episode 4, Luke Skywalker was right there. He's looking dead at Obi-Wan and his father fighting with him, not even knowing that's his father. And then Obi-Wan. That's why in the song I had at the very end have Obi-Wan look at Luke, and then he looked at Vader and he gave him a smile, a smirk, like this is the future right here. That means something. Here in this Obi-Wan show. They're just doing it just to get the member berries going and give you a lightsaber fight because you prequel lovers love that stuff because you don't got another Grogu to throw around in the show. So you got to give them something, right?
So it's just flashing lights. That's all it is. Flashing lights.
Flash in the pan, and that's
not to mention the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin is not something you want to play around with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would imagine if they met up so many times between episode 3 and episode 4, somehow I would like to think that Obi-Wan might have been able to break through to Anakin, like realistically speaking, you don't want to have that type of exposure happen too much because, if like I like to think that he was trapped inside of the Vader body. He was more machine than man. If you have too many connections to his humanity, then I don't realistically see how Obi-Wan couldn't have brought him back,
right.
If he got to him that much.
I'm not gonna lie, Mark. I would like to see scenes of Anakin dealing with himself as Darth Vader. Maybe him giving orders or whatever. But when he's by himself, because he's still Anakin Skywalker, no matter what he does. Even though he has that hatred and self-loathing, he's still Anakin Skywalker in his brain. He still remembers everything that went on, that happened to him. And because of his self-loathing and how he thinks about Padme and how he thought that he killed her, and because at that time he was still under the impression that he did kill his wife.
Oh yeah, that's what Sidious wanted him to believe too, so he can have all the hatred towards himself.
I'll be honest. I would like to see certain things in those scenes.
But they're not going to do it. They're not going to be that deep. They're not going to be that deep, Abu.
I know.
They're not going to be that deep.
Last week I was on a stream with Raging Rhino, and he played this audio book. I don't know where it was from, but they were referencing that Anakin was imprisoned by the dark side. Like he was imprisoned. So I don't expect for him to be knowledgeable so much on the surface. Like that's all Vader. Like Anakin's got to be way, way deep down inside. Otherwise, what Luke did in bringing him out is less spectacular.
Yeah.
Like he's buried in there, man.
Tracy,
so I don't. Go ahead.
No, I'm just reading what Tracy said. Vader does tell Luke that Obi-Wan thought he was good. Yes, that's in Return of the Jedi.
That's when he tried to bring him in Revenge of the Sith, but that's when that happened. It didn't have to happen any other time. He was trying to get him to come back, face up for his crimes and whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that happened in Revenge of the Sith. Again, here's my biggest problem with this. Okay, if they fight, right? Because I'm saying if because I don't know. They could throw the okie doke and say it's a force vision, whatever. I don't know. But if they fight, right? Where are they going to fight? That's my biggest thing. Because if they're fighting anywhere on Tatooine, which by the way, if he's let's not go on to that again, but if he's fighting anywhere on Tatooine, that would be a problem. Okay, so I'm thinking that planet, what did Callus call it, the Ville, whatever it was, that the planet that they were on in the trailer when Obi-Wan's holding a gun and stuff. Well, I think if they're gonna have a fight, it's gonna be there, right? It's got to be. It can't be on Tatooine because if Vader is on Tatooine and Obi-Wan's on Tatooine, he would have known that's where he was at. You know what I'm saying? So I have a real big problem with them crossing blades. I really do. I know they're going to do it. I
do. Yeah.
I have a big problem with them doing it. A huge problem.
Yeah, but we'll see the way they do it. I mean, I heard they're going to.
What is it? April 1st?
So
when does it start?
May 30th.
May 30th. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
May 30th. Oh, okay.
Yeah, May 30th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A lot of people are going to be watching.
I'm going to be watching. I'm not going to lie.
I'm just going to be getting cliff notes. I'm getting cliff notes.
I'll let you know blow by blow.
Shit.
But we already know it's going to trash the lore, so it's going to be more of the same. It's going to be entertaining on some level. I mean, I expect it to be, unless it's just like Boba Fett.
It could be like Boba Fett, Mark. Don't say that. It could be like Boba Fett.
I'm sorry.
Don't give it too much credit now.
I'm sorry. Yeah. My favorite scene was when Black Chewbacca just came in there.
That was
funny. Yeah. I heard you was the new man in town, Boba. Where's your guards at, man? You butt ass naked and everything, man. You talking bad smack? Yeah. Hemmed them up, called him a son and all that.
Nah, man. My favorite part of that. My favorite part of that whole thing was probably the Callus spin. The Callus spin that came out of nowhere. Yeah. I was like,
yeah, that Callus spin was
so extra, so extra.
Black Chewbacca, my man was injured, dying, he bleeding. He put him off the hill to do the spin. I said, God damn, what a hogger for the limelight this dude is.
Yeah, but this is gonna make or break everything they're trying to do. Because if you don't get Obi-Wan right, it's over. Everyone will agree.
That's why I said don't make no more. In the song, I said, please don't make no more Star Wars shows. Please, just let it go.
Go back to
Grogu.
Go back to what Kathleen Kennedy said when all of this was first announced, because I couldn't believe my ears when I heard it. When she said, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi coming out for the rematch of the century.
Yeah.
That was how she sold it. Not building onto the lore, not telling the backstory about Kenobi, like what we didn't see between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, like filling in the blanks. No, not that. The rematch of the century. That's how she sold it.
Yeah. I mean, getting Ewan McGregor back. I mean, and John Williams. Things like that.
Hayden Christensen.
It's
Hayden.
Hold up.
Jimmy Smith's is Bail Organa. That's
Oh my God, they are really pulling out all the stops.
Lorena, ain't nobody caring about Jimmy Smith except you.
That's
Well,
right.
well, I like Jimmy
Right.
Smith too. I like Jimmy Smith.
We are saying
You
all
stay
I'm
shouting
hearing
out
is
Jimmy
this.
Smith.
All here, that's all I'm hearing. Hey, look, we get
Remember
them
Mary.
people back. There you go.
Girl.
Mhm.
That's what I'm hearing.
Let me
Oh,
tell
man.
y'all
Leia,
something about
of course,
Disney shows, though.
Little Leia is going to be there. Huh?
Let me tell y'all something
Pretty-
about Disney
pretty
shows
much.
and how predictable they are, bro.
Mhm.
That first
Fletcher Williams
episode.
with the 199 super chat. Hail the Dark Council. Fletcher Williams, thanks for popping in, brother. Hope you was here for a little while, because this subject is deep when it comes to Obi-Wan. And our brother, the unofficial member of the Dark Council, 19K Fox,
What's up,
999
Fox?
super chat.
Hey, Fox.
Much love, our boo.
What up, Fox?
All hail the Dark Council. Much love to you, 19K Fox. You know, we
Fox
played our
got the, he
greatest
got the
hits
arcade
at the
mecca.
beginning of the show,
He got
man.
the arcade mecca.
Front and center.
Yes,
Jealous.
sir. How much you want to make a bet we're going to get a Ray prophecy somewhere in this? I'm going to call it. It might not happen, but I'm going to call it. Somewhere.
I
Put a
wouldn't
pin
put
on
it
that,
past
Mark.
him.
I may take you up on that. I hope
I
they
wouldn't
don't
be surprised. We just
Yeah,
might
but-
get a Ray prophecy.
She
To tie it all in. 'Cause everything they do has
really
got to
don't even
lead to
talk
this.
about that character no more.
That's what they're doing. All of these series to fix the crap that they did with the sequels. That's why they're doing the comics, the books, the TV shows, all of that. That's why they're doing it.
It's still gonna be trash.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, you're doing it for the new.
The
for
fact,
new mornings?
listen, every time I think about them, Luke Skywalker pressing a space cow boob like it's a boil,
Which you can
that
get
disgusts
on
me.
Star Cruiser now on tap. You can get that green belt.
I'm teaching you more Jedi wisdom. Let me just suck on your titties for a little bit. Oh God,
Yeah, that was
that's so
That-
good.
that's
You
when I
ready-
saw
you ready
that.
for your lightsaber training.
When I
Listen,
saw
take
that-
this lightsaber and toss it behind your back.
Every time I think about that, because what made it even worse, that whole scene, was the damn thing going turn and look at Ray like, you want some too? That's what that thing did.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's what made it. That's what made it so. I mean, I'm like, that was like the insult to injuries when the thing turned around and Ray like,
Basically,
want
the
some?
alien looked at Ray and was like, "You see this shit? I'm being molested. You see this shit?"
And she looked away in disgust. I think that was the only time I actually related to her character.
Oh.
yeah.
She
Yeah.
said, Ray, Master Skywalker, your sister needs help. Fuck her. Fuck the rebellion. Fuck them all. I'm so happy being on this island.
Yeah. Absolutely disgusting.
You know, to me, like even when they did that whole him being on Oct 2, they couldn't have made it like he went to Tython or something like that. Like
Shit, put him on the Disney Star Cruiser. That's the
yeah.
case.
No, that's where it all leads to now.
But you
It's
know
all
what's crazy?
canon.
Speaking of that Star Cruiser, you know they said Anakin and Padme and everybody was on the Star Cruiser. I'm like, why didn't they just use? I mean, it's like they weren't even thinking. They could have took the cruiser that Anakin and Padme took to Naboo when they was undercover. That could have been their ship, and that would have made more sense because it was in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
If they, the thing is, they're trying to tie all this stuff back to the sequel trilogy. That's why they got to do it.
And then
Anything that takes them off their path, they're not going to do it.
Mm-hmm. And he's still struggling to fill rooms for $5,000.
Yes.
Ain't nobody got
$5,000
$5,000 to blow away on shit like this.
I mean, I
Right.
mean, when you look at how inflation is going, people trying to get a gallon of milk. You talk about a $5,000 Star Wars
Yeah, exactly.
nonsense.
People
Right,
paying,
trying to
people
put
paying over
gas in their
$5
car, man.
$5 on gas for the gallon.
So you be in a windowless room,
He
you know,
looked like
probably
he's having
probably
fun,
bad
right?
ventilation.
And some Dave
Terrible.
and Buster games.
That,
But
that
that's an
place, you know,
insult to Dave and Buster's, I should say.
That hotel just seems like it would be like the worst place to be if there was like a zombie apocalypse. Like it was like the Umbrella Corporation in Resident Evil. There's no windows, no nothing. You stuck in there. There's zombies coming after you.
Well, no, I take it back. They have one room that looks like an atrium, so you can
Yes.
go there. And
with the rocks, the fake rocks. Yeah.
You can stack. It's basically a
stack
Florida
rocks.
room, is what it is. You can go there and
You go
stack
kick rocks. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Kick rocks.
Stack rocks. Kidding me?
What do you think? When you say it like that, it's even funny. Like it's stacking rocks. What kind of like,
What if you
what do y'all think? Who do y'all think we are? Like 2-year-olds who go stack for rocks? You want stack some rocks? Go get out of here.
What if you did pay and you stay there at night and you're like, listen, man, this is not what it was advertised. Can I have my money back?
No refunds.
No refund.
No refunds.
Oh,
60
you must be
day.
crazy.
Okay, let's put it this way. I think if they book it like the other packages, if you cancel less than 60 days, I think you have to pay the majority of, like, you don't get the majority of it back. That's why so many people have been tapping out at like 90 days before you have to pay it all in full. You have to pay it all in full 2 months before you get there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You can't get that money back.
Good luck. Good luck having very wealthy people that just have $5,000 to throw away and ain't bored. They ain't got nothing to do.
They're not going to keep this up. Trust me. Within
if it was like $1,500,
that's what we were talking about. Like maybe you pay $500, maybe $300. You bring the whole family. You there for the day.
Yeah, you might can have a conversation. Then we talking $5,000. Like that's ridiculous.
That's the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, once
wow! So that's like the lowest price, 5,000.
5,000. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. That ain't cheap. I don't care what nobody say. That ain't cheap.
It ain't cheap. Shit, who got $5,000 just to go on a Star?
Look, $5,000. I'm paying off my car. Come on, I ain't going to Disney.
Man, I'm redecorating my house.
An average family, if they're staying at a value resort at Disney, it's about $5,000. But they're for the whole week and food for the whole week, as opposed.
They saying there's no pool in there.
There's no pool,
no arcade.
Like all the things you would expect to get from a luxury, hotel. They ain't got that stuff. They got none of that.
That's not cypher, bro. We is not doing that. We is not doing that.
They ain't even got a coffee maker and an iron up in there.
No
bruh.
pool table, nothing.
Nope. Nothing.
I'm almost scared to talk
$5,000
about the bathroom.
Oh, the bathrooms is trash.
The bathrooms.
Who got that? That's you, Lorena. They got a thing on it where you can scroll down?
Yeah.
They don't show the bathroom in it?
I don't think they show the bathroom in
Okay, because I know there was one they showed the bathroom.
I've seen one. The bathroom is like a broom closet.
It's the that bathroom looks like something you see in like a freaking Greyhound bus.
It's smaller. It's smaller than an airplane bathroom, and
That's so cheesy.
Yeah, they didn't show. This is where they go to light speed. It's all screens.
That's terrible, bro.
It's all screens. That's the chick from The Fifth Element there.
Oh boy, that's a disgrace to Fifth Element.
Somebody got to get a job. I mean,
I mean, the actors themselves are really good in this. I mean, they are. It's just the whole concept.
They probably like threaten their lives or something. Get out there. Make it good.
Make that money.
You know what I mean?
South
you got a problem with that? You got a problem with that? Get your ass out there and make my money.
I told the same thing to Campion. I said, Campion, take your cock out my mouth. And just get that money, baby.
I love South Park.
See you real soon.
We're gonna have a problem here. We're gonna have a problem. He was like,
"This is a goddamn corporation. What the fuck is going on here?"
Nah, bro.
Oh
never,
my God.
never.
Okay.
$5,000 is a lot of money. I would never like I said, if I have 5 G's to spend like that, I'm paying off bills. That's what I'm paying. I ain't trying to add to my bills.
Anything, bro. Anything.
List of things of debt.
I work way too hard for that. No,
that is not worth $5,000
on the car and a Star Cruiser.
Nah, dude, that's like
But thank
barely
God,
a
man,
2-day
it seems
LARP.
like people are waking up. Thank God. It seems like we're not the only ones who feel that way. I hope it just fails completely, utterly.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
That hotel looks like it has hidden cameras in it.
Probably does.
Mickey probably watching.
I'm like, I'm gonna get my money's worth. Take this. Take this.
Oh, go, look at go. Look, touch the legs. Touch the
Black Superwoman. She like, I would buy. She said I could buy Henry Cavill's statue and do strange stuff.
Oh, that's right, because they do sell that at Universal. I took.
They sell his statue?
Yes, they have a Henry Cavill statue.
Wow.
Life size.
I love it.
$5,000.
It's 5,000. Dear God, I don't like any character that much. I'm sorry, I don't like any character that much.
Damn.
It's
I
nice.
don't know.
Like
They
I
don't
said, I
forgot.
could
We've
redo
been
my- I
through a
could redo my
pandemic.
house
Ain't nobody got it like that right now.
Nah, I mean, you got some people got money like that, but do you really
The
want to blow
burn,
it
yeah,
on
Dr.
that?
Fauci.
Fauci.
He'll drop a few stacks, right?
Him and everybody else in the party. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a blast of a show. God Almighty, one of the most important streams that we did in a long time, and it was needed. But of course, with Obi-Wan, like I said, we see the bullshit coming, and like I said, a lot of us is going to watch this with morbid curiosity to see how bad this thing really is going to be. Hopefully, it's not going to be Book of Boba Fett bad, but you never know with Disney. So before we anybody got any final words before I take us out of here?
Just give a big old shout out to our team, our brothers. You know what I mean? As always, Drunk, Callus, we love you always, man.
Yes, Drunk
You know,
PPO,
for the homies.
Love you, brothers. Hope
I was going to say, make sure you guys study your science. We need scientists out there.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, when we talking about Star Trek, let's just have a quick little commercial before, because I gotta find the song before we get out of here. So be right back.
Walk Factor 8.
Their mission: to boldly go where no man has gone before. But outer space has other plans. And now, their mission has changed.
There's just one thing I want.
Revenge, Captain?
Why not?
Introducing the 9th film by Quentin Tarantino.
What were your orders, Kirk? To start a war? You've succeeded.
They meant to bring peace to the galaxy.
This will be your final battlefield.
They brought their pieces instead. It's a galaxy of green blood, green women, and Nazis.
Tell me your orders. You were sent here to kill Afira. Confess. What in blazes is this?
Captain Kirk, the captain's log isn't the only wood he's packing.
Captain.
Mr. Spock, half Vulcan, half human, full killing machine. Bones, this doctor is the real McCoy. Uhura, sending out vibes on all frequencies. Sulu, deadly at the helm, even deadlier with a blade. Chekhov, one badass mother Russian. And Scotty, he'll give you all he's got.
I didn't say the Enterprise should be hauling garbage.
It should be hauled away as garbage.
Set your phasers to thrill.
Keep your f***ing hands off me.
In this final frontier, their prime directive is to kill. Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek. Voyage to Vengeance.
You're out of your f***ing mind, Spock.
Coming soon to a drive-in near you.
That was fantastic. I love that one.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Absolutely
That's my favorite one.
amazing.
So
That's my favorite one
reboot
yet.
of Star Trek, will never, ever, ever, ever touch the originals. Ever.
Never.
Amen, brother.
And with that being said, let's get our people on out of here the right way. God Almighty. I love you guys all in the chat. Thank you so much for the super chats and everything.
Man, what a show, what a show, what a show. But unfortunately, we come to the end. But take heart, everybody. We're going to be back next week, rocking the spot like we never left. So let's do it. This is how it's going to go. Oh, everybody knows. And oh, man. All right, everybody, before you get out of here, kick your feet up and clap your hands. Edgar Allan Poe better off calling Geico. Hit that discount for the Dark Council show. Lay low, all you bitch ass clowns on the go. 6-man team, all pro, that's how we roll. Testing us is not the move you should make. You suffer the same fate for those that will hate. Of everything we do when we bring joy to you. You know what it is when Dark Council comes through. We give you the news and we give you the laughs. We give you everything that makes the night pass. We want you to have a good time when we around and make you feel good listening to the sound. We the wild ass dudes that roll up in your town. Whoever got beef, we're gonna shut them down. You can run and tell that to all the pro now. Let them bear witness that we hold the crown. Cause I just wanna know if you're rocking with the Dark Council crew. Cause we do it all for you. I just wanna know if you're rocking with the best. Let us know, so we'll put you to the test. I just wanna know if you're rocking with the Dark Council crew. Cause we do it all for you. I just wanna know if you're rocking with the best. Let us know, cause we'll put you to the test. Hate on me, hate on Mark with a C. Hate on Lord Callis, yes, and Drunk 3. Hate on Demajanai or Fatal J. Just so you know, stay the hell out our way. We blaze hot like the meat up in the fire. If you're smart, your ass best retire. You run with the fake news, we'll call you a liar. You need the real fix, I'll be your supplier. 4-5 in the hitty, listen to Don Glizzy. The president, Abu Nas up in your city. My secret service holding it down like Frank Nitty. They roll on you hard in the head to get busy. Looking like a sissy sucking on mommy's heady. Say to yourself, yeah, I hope they don't get me. Don't worry, son, Dark Council will let you live. We're giving you a pass, so go tell them kids that I just wanna know if you're rocking with the Dark Council crew. Cause we do it all for you. I just wanna know if you're rocking with the best. Let us know, so we'll put you to the test. I just wanna know if you're rocking with the Dark Council crew. Cause we do it all for you. I just wanna know rocking with the best. Yeah, we'll put you to the test. The best in the West, not the least in the feast. Our crew is so neat, we gon' kick you in the teeth. Before I let go, let me snatch up your soul. Bring it to the angels so they can know that you was a fraud from the beginning. The Dark Council is the troll-born kings that run YouTube and everything within. Bring the force back to balance and let it spin. Hold down, selector, yeah, we're back in the house. We the real deal, son, never chasing clout. We get blessed cause our heart's in the right place. Celebrate good things in the internet space. Don't worry about the bullshit that you can't erase. Juice do good and then you'll all get a taste. We gotta say goodbye until next week. When we come back, we'll give you more tasty treats. Cause I just wanna know if you're rocking with the Dark Council crew. Cause we do it all for you. I just wanna know if you're rocking with the best. Let us know, cause we'll put you to the test. I just wanna know if you're rocking with the Dark Council crew. Cause we do it all for you. I just wanna know if you're rocking with the best. Let us know, so we'll put you to the test. I just wanna know if you're rocking with the Dark Council crew. Cause we do it all for you. I just wanna know if you're rocking with the best. Let us know, cause we'll put you to the test. I just wanna know if you're rocking with the Dark Council crew. We do know it all for you. I just wanna know if you're rocking with the best. Let us know, so we'll put you to the test. Yes. Oh my goodness. Never gets easy doing what we do every week, but we love it because it makes our audience happy. Our yeah, this shit that I really want. Time for this fandom, getting up and stunt. On these Raylo hoes, everywhere that they go. Keep them on their toes, they know how we roll. You just love causing problems, Drake's fat, my dude. Disney fucked up, then there's nothing to lose. Oh, cool, that's the type of shit I won't refuse. Let's get out, bullshit on, take them all to school. They losing so much money cause the stock price dropped. Everything going crazy, when it's gonna stop? Their movies is straight trash, nobody wanna shop. A lot of us hate all the shit that Disney dropped. Party is over and you best watch the clock. You know what it is, dog council runs the block. Abracadabra, yeah, alakazam. I'm a wanted man, so catch me if you can. Oh my God. That's how we roll, baby. Smooth and easy. That's how we like it. Oh my goodness. The Dark Council will be back next week, everybody. But then again, we're gonna be back all the time, every time when you need us. Oh my God. So it's OBS Allah. Special thanks to our beautiful producer, Lorena Creole, holding it down like a damn pro. So, I'm gonna get ready to pass it off back to myself once again. So, Self, the doppelganger is speaking.
Oh, you talking to
Time
me?
to shut this shit down.
Shut this shit down.
You already know what it is, people. God bless. See you on the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Leave a like, comments, whatever you like, whatever you feel as you walk out the door. Oh man, it's so hard to say goodbye. God almighty, I don't even want to leave, but yeah, it is what it is. So trying to find
24-hour stream, 24-hour stream coming up. Make sure you do it. 24-hour stream.
Say what?
I will be dead by that time. So. Anyway, catch y'all later on the flip side. We'll be back next week. God bless
Later.
and good night.